Listen, listen, listen. Welcome to Monday Night Toy Ramblings, where I will ramble on for, I don't know. There's really not a lot to talk about. And I say that every week, don't I? There's probably enough to talk about G.I. Joe, to be 100% honest, when I posted weapons and just looking at 3D Joes. And we could probably talk about that for 3+ hours, but we won't because hey, this is your Monday night hangout. I know people that aren't that good of friends, like Travis, Mr. Wonderful, would rather watch that boring product that the WWE puts on rather than come here and watch his friend. But hey, fully understandable. Um, you can only ask your friend so many times to create a commercial for you, and he doesn't. Um, but anyway, that's beside the point. How's everyone doing? Hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. As I sat down to try and write up the show, honestly, I couldn't even think of what the hell I did this weekend. um, my daughter wasn't with me, so we didn't watch any Buffy. Although we did watch an episode today because she came back last night. So we we did watch an episode tonight of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So we are still on our saga to finish Buffy and Angel so we can start on a new series. But man, we still have a lot to go on. So again, I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. We did Punk's Pit, so thank you to everyone who showed up. It was actually a shorter one. I think it was only a little over 4 hours, like 4.5 hours, 4 hours and 40 minutes, something like that. A lot of fun though. A lot of fun. If you're a channel member, hey, be sure if you want the link, I put it out there after probably after about an hour or so. So many people joined us to begin with, and you know, um, and Baldy Fox Reviews jumps in to say take Travis's name out your mouth. You want to be Guppy? Hey, this is not your boss, Travis. This was Travis, Mr. Wonderful. Um, anyway, so how was everyone else's weekend? If Oz is here, sorry I didn't join on the clubhouse. I started. Oh, you know what? You know what I did? I watched the documentary on what's his name? The talk show host. Uh, what the hell's the talk show host that everyone out of Chicago? Come on. It's a documentary on Netflix. Jerry Springer, and I find this stuff so interesting. I'm not joking, dude. I find that stuff so damn interesting. Um, you totally forget that he's dead. And then I totally like they didn't even talk to Steve, like the his bodyguard or the body, not the bodyguard, but the bouncer that was there the whole time. So weird, kind of weird that he wasn't on there. But I got stuck watching that for like 2 hours, and then I started watching. I started watching 24 again. It's like one of those things where it's like you just want to sit back and you got to decompress off YouTube after a while. Just get away from it. You spend so much time on here. You go on so many shows, and I put 24 on because you need to watch something. And yeah, you kind of forget. Like I don't think I ever watched all the seasons of it. So I had a hard time remembering the beginning of season one, and then as I probably got in like episode 4 or 5, it was I started remembering some of the stuff that had happened. Matthew, I never watched Chuck. I don't think I really cared for the actor, but I had heard a lot of good things about it. So it's not something that I would be opposed to, heading back and just turning it on to watch and see what comes of that. So. Quickly, let's say hi to the chat here. There's 51 people here. Please hit that like button if you haven't yet. If you haven't hit subscribe, please hit that subscribe. We're really close to hitting 6,300 subs. I think we're like 3 away. So I know people get bounced off. Johnny Reno, Cage's Customs, he said that the channel's been hidden. He said Tony's Figs, his channel's hidden. So, YouTube, they do some weird stuff like that at times. So anyway, First one is Johnny Reno here. We have Same Time Toys. We have a Son of a Crayon Slayer, Beardy Make a Beardist, and SCS Dog, GI Bro, who has the best guns as of now in the community. We have Ted Darkclaw. Ted, we need to work on some new. We need to work on some new commercials. And I don't mean I don't need just you. Let's figure out something together. Mace, Wraith, Maze, Stanley Eberhard is here. We have Plastic Fantastic, who does a fantastic job with his 3D prints. 3-star draws here. Tony's Figs. We have Ken from Toy Connections. We have Baron Capers. Hello, fellow collectors. I honestly don't think that I've seen you here before, and if I haven't, welcome and thank you. If you have been, then I apologize, and Matthew will send me a screenshot of how many times you've been here. Payne's Toy Sample is here. I love football. Speaking of him, Matthew Matson, my first moderator. Nolan, which now makes us Toy Tube official. Derek Holloman. We have Jay Astro has joined us. Eric Thurman. We have Frankie Riviera. I like that name. It sounds very like 60s like pop, and maybe I'm thinking of who is the dude that went down, the Bamba guy that went down in the in the plane. I don't want you to go down a plane though. Machine Man has joined us. We have a Being a Fine Figure. We have Woody 222, the figure collector. I like to get his name right because he sent so many super chats over the years. He's one of those people you got to get his name right, although I murder everyone else's name. Sean Jones. We have US Combat Dojo. Todd C. Aaron, the Toy Enhancer. Shouldn't you be like upsetting somebody on YouTube somewhere right now? But it's great to have you here. We have Shark Guys. We have Baldy Locks reviews here. Menhoza, as I have officially said his name properly. Everyone else says it improperly, but that's okay. You're allowed to. We have Viper Scout, who was also on Punk's Pit. He's like a mainstay. This guy, you don't see him anywhere except on Punk's Pit. Well, you also see him every Sunday night on Geek That Life as his alias, I think Gladfelter. I don't think you look as much like him anymore, but that first time, I gotta say. I love football says so. The title is Weapons of Joe. I got the Snake Eyes and White Timber for Christmas, and the sword broke immediately. Did the sword bend for you or anyone in the chat? Well, I guess it depends on what sword you're talking about. Now, are you talking about the classified one? Because I am talking about. I'm going to be talking about all of them. Because if we get to the topic, we all know how that goes. I had the. If you watch my review of the Desert Snake Eyes, that thing was wrapped like a boomerang. It eventually straightened out when I put it in the sheath. I haven't had any of the classified ones break. So hopefully that it was just a one-off. In all honesty, I haven't had any issues with the classified. If you're talking about the O-ring one, well, who knows, man? That thing can be, yeah. Joe Fan 84 says, "Hey everyone, unfortunately I'm here with my mom in the hospital right now. She had an irregular heartbeat. They shocked her today and seems much better. Luckily, she's been AFib since Friday night. Well, hopefully that she feels better. I hate to take this back. My ex, she had the ablation surgery many years ago. Oddly enough, funny that you bring that up because Matthew might remember this. The episode of Buffy that we were talking about is when her new boyfriend Riley is like, I don't know, he has his little thing taken out, and so his heartbeat's going like 150 beats per minute. I just can't believe that you bring that up. But hopefully that's hopefully that gets all all taken care of for you, because that is scary, man. Especially, I know, again, I'm assuming we're all in the same age range, which means our parents are, much older. So hopefully everything goes good. We have True Star Screamer or Trust a Screamer. One or the other. Uh, have you come to just accept that people say trust the screamer? Like you totally see it, right? I mean, I know it's not just me and a few other people. um, Gun Bunnies, Gun Bunny Customs has joined us. We have my other moderator, Action Fig. So it's great to have both of them in tonight. I kind of forgot that we had some issues last Friday, right? Or not last Friday, last Monday, with a couple of trolls, which again, very very weird. Christoph Scuba is here. We have Debo DNA. Now, I do not believe I have ever seen you before, so great to have you also. Crusty Old Crow, and anyone that's new wondering why I'm reading every single one of these, um, I just like to say hi to everyone because you're spending some time with me. I can spend a little bit of time. It also helps me extend the stream plus 3+ hours. And Baron Caper says, "Thank you, good sir. First time here, and that's great to have you. Love to see some new people popping in here. But Turk Murphy Toy Solutions is not new. He's here all the time. Well, he was gone for a while, and then he came back. So it's great to have people come back. Thanos Copter, who, if you're not watching him on Instagram, and I saw your new one with Fisto and how you animated it, and good lord, I don't even know what the hell I was looking at. I don't know what I was looking at. We have a 19 JJ Ace, is it? Or is it JJ's? Or I'm gonna ruin it, right? All right, let's see here. I think I'm caught up with everyone. Oh, Kenzo's Creations, great to have you here. Hope your grandmother's doing better. I know I jumped on your live stream and I know you talked about it. So, all right. It's me, Derek. All right, Derek. I know there's a Derek that's been in here. Tripwire 788 is here. Bobby Wold, who comes in. He even joins when he doesn't have anything to win. And Daredevil Dave, who I did miss. I didn't do that on purpose. Dave back from the dead. And Arani, a trick shot. I'm sorry, Aaron trick shot. Whew, we made it to the end. Boy, that was a lot. All right. I'll get a drink real quick. All right. So let's talk about wings. All right. Wings. And I got this Captain America. All right, and I was really worried that he might go flying across the room. GI Bro was he was hoping that he would fly across the room. I think he wanted to see if my arms had gotten any bigger so I could throw him any faster. So Captain America wings, they go on the same way as Falcons are supposed to. We'll pop this off here, and you can see that they work. And once again, I had to pop them off, and if you watched the review, you would have seen it. These wings are actually pretty good. I'm not too disappointed. I said in the review, they're not as good as Raptors. I know he's classified, but it still is in the same sphere, right? Same company makes it. Let's say hi to Oz really quick. But he does some things I'm not sure Raptor could. So I'm happy with it. But we gotta talk about the Falcon. And I know I chucked him across the room, and some people were. Well, I can just say by looking at the comments and reading some of the comments, people didn't seem to agree with me. So let me just say. So I got this one comment, and this says, "There are very stupid people in this world and people who don't know how to put wings on an action figure." Now, this comes from Pastor Dominguez Joe. Now, I don't know about you, but I was always under the assumption that pastors and stuff aren't supposed to be complete assholes. That's fine. but I'm not really sure. It says there are two people that don't know. There are two people in this world, right? People who are stupid and people who don't know how to put wings on. Well, I ask, who is the stupid person? The person that can't watch the video and see that it doesn't work. So let me show you something here. Look, here is Falcon. And you know what these are? These are new wings because I got a new figure because I returned them. And guess what? Oh, well, first off, if I can still fall off. But these ones actually stay on, kind of. All right? So these ones I didn't have to fight with. They did stay on, although the one still isn't that good. And you can tell, but all the people that had a problem that wanted to say stuff, and I know you guys are trolls, all right? I know there's a shitload of trolls out there. These wings actually stay on, all right? They really should be riveted in, but it doesn't change the fact. I didn't put them on wrong. Believe me, I know how to put fucking wings on. It's not that goddamn hard. But that's fine. I just want you guys to know that all the people that have posted the comments that I put them on backwards, you're the ones that really look stupid because, like anything, I'm showing you exactly I'm showing you exactly what I'm doing. So you can see if I was doing something wrong, I'll admit I did something wrong. It wouldn't be the first time. So, and a retro cap has joined us. I just found that very, very amusing that a guy named Pastor Dominguez Joe, that he would come in here and say something so stupid, but maybe I shouldn't, because I know there's a couple other pastors, or at least so-called pastors, that act like assholes in the toy community. Just saying. Plastic Skulls has joined us. What's up, Pumpkin, everyone? All right. So that's the wings, and I know people really enjoyed the ghillie suit video that I had done before, where I reviewed or compared the Valaverse to the Hasbro one, and then to the Gridiron one. I think once it gets a little bit nicer, I might take all the sets of wings out that I have and just kind of do a comparison, not just between the Hasbro ones, but any other company that has winged figures that I have. Clearly there are a few more. So anyway, but yeah, I did get a new one. The wings stay on. Now it's a decent figure. Now I don't hate it, and now I won't send it flying. But again, I show people what I'm doing for that reason. So when someone comes back and says, well, this, I can say, well, I talked about it in the video. I showed you in the video why I think that, why I believe this. As for videos this week, I did the Captain America, which, again, I think people have been waiting to see him go flying. Captain America. His wings are bigger than our Raptors here, so just by a little bit. And the Raptors are a little bit bigger than Falcons, wide-wise. And Fitness Frank saying, tantrum averted. I was more worried when I got the replacement Falcon, because the first thing I looked at was what I thought was done wrong, and I thought that the gap for the wings to snap on was too wide, because it's way different than what's on Captain America's, and it was still the same, but I could still see that there was a lip on it a little bit better. And again, they snapped it right into place. J Astro says religion doesn't make someone a decent human, as Reverend Jim Jones. I think because of the Bad Religion shirt that I wear from time to time, one of the greatest punk bands of all time, a logo that was done back in I think 78 or 79, that they think I'm like anti-religion. And I've said before, I like to make people feel uncomfortable when they say something. And there was a commenter, and I knew what he was trying to get at. And I think he was trying to be funny, but I kind of wanted to hear him. He finally gets to the point where he's like, "I meant the shirt. I was just joking." I'm like, I know what you're doing." But anyway, so I did drop the classic videos of Stalker, Clutch, and the Vamp, which again, looking at some of these, like I said, the O-ring fingers, it's really nice to look at and everything. I don't know what word I just pronounced. The O-ring figures. It's not like I said fingers or something. They're very interesting, but I know as we move on that I think we're going to see more detail, because the first wave is just mixed and matched, a lot of kit bashing to make those characters, which I mean I think we all love. And True Star Screamer says 21st Century Digital Boy, one of my favorite tracks ever. That is a really good song. I think it's like their most not pop song, but their most popular song. I know they tried to get American Jesus out there too, which is my favorite song on one of. I don't even like any other songs that on that album, but American Jesus is by far their best song. Allison Troy is joining us. So this week I do have coming. The videos I have, the classic videos I have, are all the Cobras. So Cobra, that's what he's called, Cobra. Cobra Officer and Cobra Commander. So they'll drop on Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday. What I don't have is the stuff I order from AliExpress on my birthday, which was December 29th. Supposedly it's on its way. I don't know. But Sergeant Reds is supposed to be getting at least three of the 4 figures for this wave. So hopefully I should have Xandar, Saw Viper, and Larry Neck. Which I thought I'd have the Xandar and the Larry Neck. I think I'm the last of the toy reviewers that does every figure to get it. I mean, I'm seeing like just every random person on the Facebook Jet joke groups have already got this, and I'm just like, all right, man. Like, I guess I'll get it when I get it. But AliExpress has, I can say they have not come through. They have, and they sent me a thing for a discount because they've taken so long. I don't know. I haven't really looked at it. Because one thing said that it was delivered, and I'm like, no, it wasn't. Not only was it not delivered, it was supposed to go to the post office, and it's Sunday, so I know it's not coming. No, at least with DHL, I know it's in Stowe, Ohio. All right. It may take me forever to get something from DHL, but at least I know where it's at. And Viper Scout says, remember, punk, if you're not first, you're moody. That's exactly right. And I did cancel that wave from Hasbro Pulse because I also received that BBTS should be getting them soon, and all of Amazon had been pushed up. But I already know that if Pulse gets it, they're going to ship it out, and it's going out DHL. And if it goes out DHL, it means it takes anywhere from 7 to 10 days to now get it, where it used to take 1 day, which I understand it's free shipping, but for the love of God, like, someone still has to explain the logistics of using DHL, because it makes absolutely no sense. DHL takes it and then eventually drops it off at the post office. Why don't you just do that yourself? I feel like you'd be cutting out the middleman. It all goes back to Office Space, where they're like, so you take the drawings up to the person, and I'm a good people person. I'm good with people. Like, that's what I feel like DHL, like, that's how they try and sell keeping their job. But yeah. So if I don't have to get something from Pulse these days, dude, I'm just ignoring it. You know, a lot of it goes to the Captain America. It was supposed. They told me they were going to be charging me. Then they finally shipped it, which they said they shipped it on the first. Which I know on the first it's not going to go out, but I was waiting for them to charge me, and then Sergeant Red's got it like a few days before that, but I missed it. So it's been sitting on their shelves, and I see it on Amazon. I see it everywhere else, and it's just taking its sweet old time going through DHL. So it comes from Chicago. It ends up in Stowe, Ohio, which is past Michigan, Detroit, Michigan. You know, roughly where I'm at. DHL is like daily up internet, dude, or dial up internet, dude. Pretty much, it is awful. And again, I used to get it in one day, and hey, I'm not going to get it in one day. That's fine. But just the fact that I know that if it goes DHL, who knows when it's coming? That's probably my biggest issue. But anyway, trying to read what else I have here. I want to say thank you to Gaz for Thursday with a friend. I had a blast with him. I really had never talked to Gaz before. We're in a couple groups together, and I had seen him before, and he's like, yeah, this might be one of the shorter ones. I'm like, we'll see. And we went over almost 3.5 hours, and we could have kept talking. He had a lot to say. I think he was a pretty interesting person in general. Such a nice guy. Again, he's one of the moderators for Toy Connections. So I had an absolute blast chatting with him, and it's great to actually sit down and get to meet some of these other people. So it was great to just chat with him because he doesn't really have a social media presence. And you guys all got to hear the fucking Phil Collins, which, funny enough, I watched the Fall Guy. I finished the Fall Guy, and sure enough, I finished it on Friday and sure enough, Phil Collins has a song in it. So, fucking Phil Collins. I think I'm gonna have to. Get one child of mine to do the fucking Phil Collins drop. I don't know when I'll use it, other than any chance that I can. And look at this. We have Carol is in the house, and John Battle jumping in. And hey, Punk, I ordered third-party Transformers from other figures from AliExpress, and it takes some time to get them, but it's worth it if it's worth it, and if not, send it back like I do. Again, this is the first time everyone raved at how fast they shipped, and I understand the holidays, but man, and there's no tracking, and I think that's the most disappointing part. But hey, this is one of those things you kind of live and you learn, and you take the chance. Again, when you're doing reviews and you are trying to be early, because it does definitely help. There was another wave that I said was awful. I think this is the worst wave just because it's like everyone's getting it somehow. And you know what's funny is that even the other site that I normally get stuff early from, they haven't even gotten it yet. So it's just a little strange on how this one is being distributed. Because considering they said it wouldn't come till August, and then sure enough, everyone's getting it in December the year before. And then the Legend series. Tony, did you ever finish those Legos? I tuned in to watch a little bit of Legend series last night. Him and his wife were doing. They decided to do some Legos, and I asked him, "Do you hate yourself?" And it's not that I don't think people should collect Lego, but man, that is a daunting test to take. Almost at midnight. It was almost like 11:40. Man, what a daunting test! Hey, you know what? Let's put together a Lego set, and to do it with somebody, because I can only imagine the fights that it could. Laugh my ass off. We did not. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Lego, but to me, if I like deciding to do a Lego, put a Lego set together at 11:30 is equivalent to me going downstairs at 12:30 a.m. and looking at the GI Joe room, going, "I'm just going to move a couple of these figures." Next thing I know, it's 3 a.m. I have to wake up at 6:30, and I have now completely rearranged the GI Joe room. And when I mean rearranged, it's all fucked up. So I thought that was a hell of a task to take on. But I gotta say, like, when him and his wife are on, they really do seem to enjoy each other. They enjoy their time together. So good for you. It's great that you're able to find someone and to do Lego. And you even made the comment about how your wife is not the most patient person. um, 3-star draw says you should put a Lego set together on this year's Punkathon. What do you want me to start, and then maybe after 36 hours I'll have it done? um, uh, God, I put a couple together for my kids. My dad hated them. So I never really had too many Lego. But yeah, it's one of those things where, I mean, I put some together for my kids. They're always frustrating. SCS Dog says Lego sets with adults is one thing, a 10 plus set with a 5-year-old is something else. Exactly. And RC Modified says, "Hi everyone," and clearly I know this is his first time. I just subscribed to your channel. Well, thank you very much. It is great to have you. We have Toy Matrix here saying, "Yo, yo, yo, punk in chat," and Legend Series confirming she is not the most patient person in the world. But no, I enjoy watching, like, tuning you guys in. Now I've talked about it. Not a lot of us do a stream for a solo stream as long as we do. And obviously you weren't solo when you had your wife on there, and you had Felix on there. And I always feel you do a solo, Tony, and you're very chill, and like you're reading stuff. Radnam is the same way. I live under this, like, I'm used to the hands going. I'm so animated. I'm loud, and I feel like I gotta entertain the whole fucking time. That sometimes by 2.5 hours, I'm like, I don't have anything to talk about. But then always something comes up. Hopefully, it's better than what last week brought, because yeah. But yeah. So that's really it, man. That's really all the news that I had to get through. Or not news, but my daily rant, the week rant, I guess you could say. But yeah, that's it. And I want to mention this. I hear about the drama guys. I don't watch other channels that I don't enjoy. But I'll always get, and I think every channel does. Hey, if you guys enjoy the drama and that shit, you guys can go watch other channels. And if people talk about me, they talk about me. That's their business. I don't really care, as long as people aren't making up lies about me. And for the most part, I think we've addressed people that, uh, people that spread lies about me. So, I mean, again, I guess it's nice that people feel the need to let me know what somebody says about me, but I don't really care. I mean, the YouTube is, did I say the YouTube? YouTube is a big place. We can all survive on it together. I don't have to see what other channels say or care. They have no purpose in my life. I have no purpose in their life. I feel like that's just becoming harder and harder for people to understand. When And again, people can say, "Hey, you started it before. You said stuff." I mean, I talk about things that people do, and if someone does something, and same with if I did something, someone can feel. I mean, they can talk about something that I express, something that I talk about, and if they want to disagree, you can feel. Yeah, boomer the youth. I know. Believe me, there's the YouTube there, the YouTubers. But again, I guess it's great that you have friends and people that follow the channel that want to let you know. But I mean, I don't care. Uh, you know, People want to call me a loser. I don't give a shit. Like, we're a bunch of adults playing with toys. And again, if I say something that somebody wants to address and they want to mention me by name or my channel and say, hey, Punk said this, and I completely disagree with them, that's perfectly fine. I've said something out there, and there's no reason why someone cannot mention what I said in reference to it. Now, when you want to start making up lies, that is where there is a problem. And it's all well and done. I think I've proven that I don't. I'm not gonna allow someone to spread lies about me. But if someone wants to badmouth me and just say stupid things, then so be it. Again, um, I don't pay attention to their channels other than when people let me know that someone's saying something, and I'm assuming they don't pay attention to my channel except when they have people tell them. So, but if you are interested in other if you're interested in the drama, hey, you know what? Go check out other channels. You know, and again, I'm not talking about people. I mean, people take slights all the time. I do it. Um, I do it at times. So I'm not going to sit there and say that I don't, but uh, just know that there are channels that love that, and then there's channels like I like to feel what this one is, and that I just do what I do. Monday night comes around, and you guys have been craving to sit together, chit chat, bullshit with each other, and and have a good time. So, and Oz says, I got better shit to do with my time than worry about other people talking shit. Always good to know a matter. Always good to know I matter enough that I'm taking space in your head when you don't matter enough to me to be in mine. That's exactly it. That is that is exactly it. SCS Dog says, as long as you quote me accurately. Viper Scott, I'm not getting into that. Although that it was said about me, yes. Um, so I know I can't get hired. But yeah, it's again, people do what they do. I don't care. Um, I know that it has been talked about that if classified went away, if classified died, all these channels would go away. The only thing I have to say to that is I don't think that anyone that is a pure classified channel that they make their money from here. All right. Um, I don't think anyone that is a pure classified channel is like, holy shit, dude. Rumor is it that the GI Joe line might die. I hope that's not how you're planning on paying your bills, because yeah, you're in for a long life, or not a long life, shall I say? All right. That's all I want to say about that. Like I said, when people message me, I just gotta say I don't pay attention to these other channels. I'm obviously I know what's going on, just like they probably know if I say something or something. If I'm gonna call you out, I think we've already seen I have no problem saying that I'm gonna call you out. So anyway, let's get into some news. And again, there's not a lot of news, so. Um, Daredevil Dave says whether I watch It's Punk or I chat with toys, nothing seems to satisfy a I need plastic now. Yeah, and again, haters. Some people are haters. Other people, again, I'm not one of those people that. You've always heard those people like, hey, you know what? They're just jealous of you. Some people just like to be mean for mean's sake. I can't say that in the past I haven't been like that. And I mean, in my younger days, I said before, I was a complete and utter fucking asshole. Um, I don't deny that. I don't hide that. Um, I was not the nicest of people, and I can say that easily. But I never did it because I felt lower about myself or anything. I did it because there were certain things that just made me laugh. I thought it was funny, and yeah. Well, let me just say that if you guys think I'm an asshole now, you have no clue what high school was like. um, but no, yeah. Anyway, let's see here. Ed is saying we haven't made the news yet, Carol. Oh, the news. Come on, we're only 45 minutes into the show. Well, I mean, come on. I'm not like other channels that get like right into the news. I have to talk for you know. If you guys, hey, if you guys want to complain ever about how long it takes me to get to the news and get to the topic, blame this guy. He's the one that said you need to go 3 hours. 3 hours is the perfect amount of time for a show. It lets people settle in. They get going. So what started off being like an hour and 45 minutes, the first couple, to 2 hours to 2.5, became 3 hours. And as Matthew says, a 3 hour tour. Sometimes it goes a little bit longer. But either way, if anyone wonders why, Matthew says, send super chats to speed up the news. I won't say it, okay? I won't beg for super chats, but if somebody asks someone else, if someone posts it, then I will be more than happy to. And we have Graf jumping in here saying, need all 3 hours to cover all the Batmans that McFarlane drops. I don't have any McFarlane news. I didn't see any Batman dropped. It's been a slow end of 2024, 2025 for McFarlane Batman. He is man, he's falling behind for sure, man. He needs to step up his Batman game. Toy Connection says if Lawrence begs for super chats, free riot. I'm not. You know what? Super chats are great. I don't think any content creator is upset about getting them, or else they'd have them turned off. But I'm not gonna beg and plead and ask people. This is people work hard for their money. Ken, you know that, and so. And Big M has joined us. What's good, everyone? I gotta say something quickly about Big M here. I don't think you realize this. There's nothing bad about you. Is that I was doing a stream. I don't remember. It wasn't a Monday. It was like a Friday, or maybe I took over for. Maybe I was doing Oz's. I don't know what it was. We're doing another stream, and my daughter's fiance popped in, and I must have just popped up. I mean, I probably popped up in their algorithm because they obviously had my name and number and everything. But then you popped in right after it, and my daughter's, my oldest daughter, her name is Emily, and I'd never seen you before in Big M, and I was like, oh, well, that's obviously my daughter. She just created an account. But when I looked at the account of seeing like this half Decepticon, half Autobot, I was like, where would she even like she was never a toy collector. Like she wasn't like that. So I don't even know where she would even get that idea. But I totally thought at first, and then I started seeing you like in other toy chats, and I'm like, that is not my adult daughter. All right. But it was so odd that the first time I remember you popping in my chat, it was right after her fiance Destin was like kind of in the chat, and you know what it was is that I forget I don't know what I was doing, but my son was talking to them on the playing video games or whatever. And they must have mentioned, he must have said that, oh yeah, dad's on a stream or whatever, So that's when they started. And you popped in right after. So I was like, oh, that's obviously my daughter. I mean, I don't know why she would go with Big M. She is a short redhead, a short, skinny redhead. But and then we have Daredevil Dave, who is a member for 2 months. Oops. And we get the I still got to do something for this.
Welcome to the creamery.
Maybe for all the people that have been members, we'll do a fucking Phil Collins. How about that?
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
And Aaron the Toy Enhancer with the $4.99 super chat for the king of Monday Night Toy Talk. Well, thank you very much. A matter of fact, you know what? We're going to do that. But since I have her here, let me give a little call, and maybe we can get a couple live ones. All right, so I think when someone is we're going to try and get a live version of this, and then I'll have her do a quick voiceover. So, when I get a new channel member, we have the welcome to the crew. But I need something for people that are posting how long they've been channel members, like Derek Holloman, member for 10 months, and Ostradamus Toys, member for 14 months. I need a fucking Phil Collins. Now, my kids will swear. My daughter tries not to because she knows I don't like to. But when Phil Collins is on, she has the right to say fucking Phil Collins. So you know what? Give all these people a fucking Phil Collins. And then I'm going to have you do a voiceover and then send it to me.
Oh,
so
voiceover.
Just like you did the welcome to the creamery. So come over here.
How aggressive does it have to be?
Just fucking, I don't know. Just do it live. Look, there's a whole bunch of people now posting.
Pull up.
Look, see? Allison Troy saying, I think he means the short king on Monday night. Maybe. All right, so give us a fucking Phil Collins.
Fucking Phil Collins.
You never say it that angry.
Okay, so how am I supposed to say it? Fucking Phil Collins?
Yes! Perfect! Did you hear that?
I don't like how it sounds.
What?
Like, I don't know, like after watching Buffy like that.
What do you mean watching Buffy like that?
Like when Tara was, or like when Willow was like, do me to Tara and we were making jokes. I don't like how it sounds anymore. Like I need his song. But then copyright. I'm singing in the, like this Tarzan song.
Oh, the Tarzan song. Oh my gosh. Woo! Wow.
Wait, you know what's crazy?
Look at all these members. So I gotta get.
Do you have any primos in here?
Primos?
Cousins?
No.
Oh.
But quickly, I did get a.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
And you know what? I'm gonna let you say it because.
What do I say?
Read it.
Effing Phil Collins?
Yeah, well, you can say the whole thing.
Fucking Phil Collins? I don't like how it sounds anymore.
Well, I'm sorry. It's fucking Phil Collins. All right?
Like, it just sounds like the other, like...
No.
Yes.
Brick something says, my kids are watching your kids say fucking Phil Collins. No joke. He's actually an incredible talent. Okay, no. All right, so let me tell the story of fucking Phil Collins.
Oh my god.
All right. So we used to listen to Disney music while eating dinner all the time. And you don't realize for a while that Phil Collins did like every single Disney movie. And I just started saying, fucking Phil Collins. I'm not saying I don't like Phil Collins. I'm not saying he's not talented. But the whole premise just came from fucking Phil Collins, right? And Kenzo says, like the fucking Chuck Norris, better from Dodgeball. Yes. So that's where it came from. It has nothing to do with not liking Phil Collins. But every time we heard Phil Collins actually on the way to school today, right?
Yes.
He's always on, and I don't even listen to FM. I don't even know why I had the FM radio on, but I
You had
did.
adult hits on.
Whatever it is, adult hits. But anyway, now all of you, when you hear Phil Collins, you're going to be saying that. And Brick, I'm sorry that I have exposed your kids to an awful four-letter word that I probably said
No,
enough
it
to
was
get it
actually
to get the
7
show
letters.
demonetized.
It's actually 7 letters.
All right, go do your homework.
No, actually, like real quick, I know you have no primos in here, but how am I supposed to look up 12 times and when I only have 8 sentences and I don't know how to speak Spanish?
I don't know. You're in Spanish 4. You should speak Spanish really well.
No, it's actually like preschool level.
Okay. Goodbye. I love you.
Is this really fucking Phil Collins?
John Battle says, "Punk, you're a bully. You made them listen to Disney songs while trying to." Oh, dude. Liv, is it a bad thing to listen to Disney? Oh, are you kidding? She sings songs.
I don't sing, I lip sync.
Okay, she lip sync songs.
Might I add, remarkably.
Remarkably, she says. I don't know about that.
Because he's fake.
Oh my God, we have a blast. We have for
Moana.
for the Tangled
Let
song.
It Go.
What's the Tangled song?
Ooh, I thought of a whole different song.
The Tangled song, but with the 2 unicorns.
I had a dream.
I had a dream, and I bought these 2 unicorns so she can tap them together.
He actually brought me 30.
Well, it was like a pack of 12.
And then my mom broke a horn off.
Oh my God,
And
you
I
had
got mad.
yeah, I know you had like 12. It didn't
well,
matter.
Well, you glued it back on anyway.
So this is the experience that you get. This is why people tune in to Monday night. All right, it's not for drama. It's not for bullshit. It's to have fucking Phil Collins to learn about our Disney Disney dinners.
Do you have more viewers when I'm here? Or do they drop?
No, it stays about the same. I think all these people here, they know what to experience.
Wait.
And what?
1 sec.
Okay. And then I want to say hi to Rolando, Utah Toy Hunter. What the hell is that? Is that a little Mexican midget with a diaper? I'm sorry. Your little avatar is awesome. I know we can't because I'll get demonetized.
Well, I'm not going to play it. I'm just showing it.
Oh, okay. So when Let It Go comes on, she has this bank here that plays it. And she tries to time it every single time.
So it's actually just like messed up.
Yeah, but one of them,
warped.
this
This
either
one's faster.
yeah, this one plays faster, but it drives her nuts. And for years, she has tried to time it. We have a blast.
I get a wig
even
too.
now, and she's almost 16,
I get a wig too.
and she gets a wig. Whatever she can have to throw over, she does.
My head like a babushka.
Okay. And we have Kiwi GI Customs is here. Kiwi, hit me up. Like you asked about doing a show, and I never heard back from you. So let me know. Let me know if you're still interested. And then Coco Smooth, the casual collector.
Is anyone interested in doing a show with me?
Allison will do a coloring show with you. Adult coloring.
I'm not an adult. I can't adult color.
Yes, you can. I found out my daughter does it. My oldest daughter, she does.
Color?
Figure Fight Club. What's up, Punk? Nice to see you here. Yeah. So basically, the songs are the Frozen songs: Moana, Tangled.
Moana.
What's the other one? The Coco. Coco.
Coco.
I've told the Coco story before. I'm not going to tell that one again.
Have you told them how
Yes.
you were in the bathroom
Yes.
and I slipped them under?
All right, so I'll tell the Coco story, and then we'll move on to the news. So
The news.
I bought these like 2 little dollar thing, like dollar Coco, right?
It's Coco and his grandpa. Great
Yeah,
grandpa.
Coco and his grandpa or whatever. He's dead. Anyway, every time the shoe song comes on, put them on your head. She gets these out and
Make
she
me un
plays.
poco loco.
Whatever it is. Anyway.
Loco.
I can't believe 79 of you are watching this.
There should be more.
Whiskey Tango Foxtrot says, "Thank goodness my daughter is all grown up. No more Frozen song." No. It's it's comical
runs
to watch. You gotta love it. And Roll Keeper, great to have you here. And it's Jay Gonzo. All right, so quickly the Coco song. So she has these two little dollar things, and she kind of plays around with them, and she always tries to put something on her head.
I always
And
do.
Allison says Olivia has an open invitation to join me anytime she wants. We can even do no faces, just coloring pages.
Oh, I can show my beautiful face.
And she clearly has no shame, which is awesome. I'm proud of that. So anyway, Bobby Wold says the only song I remember from that movie is "Remember Me."
Why does he only remember a sad one?
I don't know. Anyway, so there's a song and it talks about like put the shoes on his head. But anyway, anytime it comes up, she gets these figures out. She plays. So I'm going to the bathroom.
I tap dance.
I'm going to the bathroom, and that song comes on, and I can hear it, right? And then I can hear this rustling underneath the door to the bathroom. And I have a fairly big gap. And next thing I see is these two figures underneath it
Tap dancing.
tap dancing with her fingers, and she's like this underneath it to the song. It's probably the most enjoyable grumble duffs I've ever had in my entire life.
It actually took a lot to push them under there.
Yes, it did. All right. That we wasted like
Wasted. Was blessed. Graced.
Whiskey Tango says, "Is this chat Disney rated now?" We would just
Now it's fucking Phil Collins.
we went from fucking Phil Collins to Disney. Oddly enough, there's not even that many Phil Collins songs in the Disney.
No, because
playlist.
we changed what we said so we wouldn't get a lot.
Okay.
We went Disney hits, Disney classics, something like that.
Okay. With all that said, I actually like Phil Collins. I enjoy the Disney stuff, and it's more enjoyable to watch my daughter and
Stand on chairs, run around, tap dance.
Okay.
Bring a piggy bank.
So that is 1 hour I have taken of your time. So thank you guys very much for joining. So let's talk a little news. Oh, there she goes. And, Olivia, you might as well stay for this because I put this in just for you. Can you hear the let it go? She hit the button. Yeah. I bet any money. So this is what she does. Like, seriously. I'm probably going to. I bet I'm going to get a copyright for this.
Okay, well, I was trying to pick it up and leave, but then
I know.
It summoned me back.
I bet I will get it. I'll have to edit that out. Anyway, so.
Well, it's for the people here. They can have that beautiful memory. Or they can have the trauma response and just block it out.
All right. So anyway, I put this little NECA stuff in, and this was all put in only because of my daughter. But supposedly NECA has a Elvis Stitch action figure coming out. So, as many of you know, as I have talked about before, my daughter is absolutely in love with Lilo and Stitch.
Oh,
So much so that she is waiting for the live action movie.
May.
Aaron Toynhancer says, "No money tonight. Everyone sends some super chats." And then the smiles and giggles that she forces out of you is priceless. She should hang out more often.
Forces.
Well, she
hang out more often. Did you hear that? They want me.
Whiskey says, "No more NECA for me. They break way too easy." I don't think the newer ones, but some of the older models or older figures, I agree with. But I didn't really have any issues with the gargoyles. Demona's the only one that had a issue with the ankle. What are you doing?
I'm
you're
looking.
in? I thought you were trying to get in and you were seeing if you were on there, but you were.
No, I know I'm not on there. I would be able to see my radiant face.
Yeah, True Star Screamer says NECA has been held up fantastically as of late. I agree, but I guess it also depends on what what you were doing before. Because some of those figures, some of the figures are not that good. They might look pretty good. All the Evil Dead and Bruce Campbell figures, they look decent. They're awful.
Do you want to go outside?
The fact that they can get them in wonderful pictures.
Sorry.
Tony, you listening to that? You know how much I hate that.
See how I said sorry real quick? Though?
Yes, you did. But I saw this. I thought of my daughter. Brick, this is for you. For Christmas, I got her the Super 7 Ultimate Stitch. Because I thought, how much can they fuck it up? And it was also like $25. It was like 24 or $25 was on sale. Yes.
Pulled it out.
My gosh, like
I was going there for my phone and then I heard Stitch.
so she wants to show you one of her Christmas presents.
How do I aim this?
And we haven't opened it yet,
He
so I don't even
has
know if it's defective.
4 faces. He has a snow cone. He has mittens. He has the gun. Oh, can I say that word?
Yeah, you can. You just can't show them.
The pew pew. The pew pew with the carrot in it. Yeah, the pew pew. Oh wait, I lied. He has 5 faces.
All right. She asked you if you wanted to go out, and then she ignored you.
I didn't ignore him.
All right. Okay.
I have fans.
Wow. She has fans. So I guess be looking for a punk's daughter with toys coming soon to a YouTube channel near you.
So I promise if anyone on there says that they're not a fan of me, then that's a hate crime.
Wow.
Just so everyone knows. Especially it's a hate crime because they're not buying my cards. Still advertising.
Anyway, so there you go. That is my daughter. If anyone hasn't seen her before. So anyway, they have the Stitch coming. I will definitely get it for her. I think it's very fun. If you have kids, especially when they get to a certain age, if they enjoy going places like that. My son, he's 18. He doesn't want to do anything like that. Is this a dark side or a dork side? Because she kind of has both. And Whiskey, he says, Monday Night Toy Ramblings with Punk's daughter, classic. You could go on and start drama, or you can do that. Seriously. And again, almost 80 of you still watching, so clearly you guys find it entertaining. And I'm glad. Man, you think that I get mad if someone says something bad about me. Couldn't imagine if someone fucking tried to insult my daughter. Largo's Lair, great to have you here. Anyway, this is all I saw. I don't know if what the articulation is. I don't even know if it's a Tiny Toon. It almost looks like it's a Toonie Tear, but there's that little chair behind him. So, anyway. Boss Fight Studio. And Aaron the Toy Enhancer with a smash that like button. Thank you very much. Smash that like button and hope it doesn't get demonetized, right? What is bigger though? NECA has Disney. And I'm not sure what you meant. And yeah, Toy Matrix says NECA has stepped up its articulation and sculpts. Yeah. I think some of the problem with a lot of the NECA stuff is they still use a lot of older stuff. The Disney license, yeah, it is kind of weird. If NECA can get it, and obviously at one time Super 7 had it, but I guess it all depends on. I guess it depends on if they have the main license or not. I'm sure that, dude. I'm sure, whatever Disney charges for. Well, I guess it technically isn't Disney because they're run separately. The Marvel and the Star Wars, they're probably charging them much a pretty penny there. Toy Matrix Super 7 did, and they lost the license. So all that Disney stuff, I feel bad for anyone. Unfortunately, he even talked about it before, and I'm talking about Brian Flynn, that he tried doing the Disney waves the way he does regular toys, and he's like, I really didn't think how Disney fans are, that they want, they don't want a Stitch in this, and then a Merida, and then Beauty and the Beast. They want the whole wave. Like they want a wave of. Oh shit! Sorry, all the rulers got knocked off. I don't know if you guys remember the great ruler cape, but we had an issue where my daughter needed a ruler, so I ordered a whole bunch. I just knocked them off. The collector is here. So anyway, Boss Fight Studios. There has been a lot of talk of this figure. I ordered it. Then I started seeing pictures, and I was really worried. I even saw Lenny from G.I. Joe, him post this, man. And I've talked to the guys, and this Red Sonja here. Now, the pictures that we had, like the original pictures we had seen, I thought looked absolutely awesome. I thought they looked awesome. Then we started seeing these other production figures or paint samples, and most people were like, "Oh boy!" Now I'm seeing these in packaging, and if this is what it looks like, I'm going to say that I'm pretty happy with it. I know Matthew. I think you said the same thing on Punk's Pit when we pulled this up here, because I know you have this one ordered directly from Boss Fight Studios. I got mine from BBTS, which I'll probably get it first because it seems like BBTS actually gets their Boss Fight Studio stuff before Boss Fight Studio. Kind of weird. Whiskey says, damn, I need to pre-order the black and white version. That black and white version, I believe, because it's an exclusive, I think it's like $5 or $10 more, which makes no sense to me. But I was really worried. Now when I see these head sculpts, I think it looks really good. Joe Fan says it looks decent. I thought the original solicitation looked awesome. This one here is this one is, to me, the is really acceptable, and I think it's probably going to look better in hand. So, and Clint Jorgensen says, "Who are you rooting for, the Domers or the Ohio State?" I'm rooting for an explosion in this stadium. I talked about this before. In my opinion, this is actually Michigan's two biggest rivals. Michigan State, actually, in my opinion, comes in third. I don't want either team to win, but I don't really care. I'll tell you what, if Ohio State wins, let me tell you something. If Ohio State wins, those fans are not going to remember that. They are going to remember the fact that they lost to Michigan when they were blowing people out. And they're going to remember next year when they go up to Michigan and they lose again, that Ryan Day can't beat Michigan anymore. It is going to eat at them. And it's going to eat at them all year long. Just saying it. Anyway. Snow Wolf says, scoreless tie. Unfortunately, there can't be a tie in the national championship or in college football in general. Yes, Red Dawn will. Oh, I need that. Yeah, I need that as a sound clip. And Tony says Rams are kicking ass right now. Well, what's the score right now? Big M says go Irish. Like I said, I don't care really who wins or loses. I don't root for a team to lose because they're a rival, but I also don't root for them to win. Whew, 27-23. Oh boy. Oof. Sorry, Vikings. Anyway, right back to Red Sonja. So I'm pretty stoked on this figure. I am looking. I think she's like $40. I forget. The pre-order seems to be so long ago, and I know Matthew. Matthew, I think you've already paid for it because you bought it directly through. You bought it directly through Boss Fight Studio. So I think yours is already paid for. I'm just kind of sitting there waiting for it. And once it charges, it charges. But I'm excited now. I'm back to being excited. I was excited when I first saw it. Then I was like, ugh, and then I'm like, okay. And Big M says, I'm half an hour from South Bend, my team. No, and again, that again makes complete sense. I get it. You know, I would probably root for the. I don't like either one. And Matthew says it was prepaid years ago. I'm not choosing either team. I hate them all. Woody 222 says New Wave left the building this morning and it's FedEx. Yes, fucks DHL. Really? Did you get all of them? Because I actually canceled the order. Sergeant Reds is supposed to have them. Everyone but Dial Tone. So, see, everything's been coming out DHL. That's why I canceled because I'm like, fuck this, man. I'll just I should have them. I would assume because Entertainment Earth is getting them out to everyone, and by what I mean by that is all the toy stores are getting them. So, yeah, no Dial Tone, which is really weird because John from Sergeant Red says Dial Tone he's not getting either. So, and then Figure Fight Club says can't wait for Red Sonja. I think this is an awesome figure. Really, really happy if it stays looking like this. All right, Mezco. And I know this is their 1/12th day. Get it? January 1st. I'm sorry, January 12th. I thought they'd have more, but I couldn't remember. Did they only do one figure last year? I thought they did more. Anyway, this is Nosferatu. It is a nice looking figure, especially if you are into Nosferatu or the vampires or whatever they are. Again, interesting figure. It has a coffin. I almost ordered it for the fucking coffin. Amazing. Like, hey, look at that $80 figure. I'll spend that money because I need a lamp. And then same people, like, I'm not spending $25 on that. Anyway, this went up on Sunday, which is again January 12th, 1/12. Did anyone order this? Figure Fight Club says they got delayed because the original image release got destroyed of her. Well, that original, the picture that they showed wasn't too long ago. Way different than what we originally saw. The solicitation looked way different. It was the painted head, and I said it even on mine. I said it in one of the chats or one of the live streams I was on or whatever, that until you get it in hand, we don't know because we've seen the pre-painted figures and sometimes it's just how it looks. But it was looking pretty rough, and I was almost ready to cancel, but I'm glad I didn't. Whiskey Tango Foxtrot says, what's your guess on the next Mezco G.I. Joe figure? I almost feel like they got to go with a female or Cobra Commander. I would say the next. I would say the next Cobra will be Cobra Commander, and the next female will be Scarlet. I don't know how well they're doing. I think they made too many Destros, and that's why we saw them for $50. Which again, if you, I'll say this, if you didn't get Destro and you can find it for $50, get it because that is a damn good figure. Might still be the best one. I think him and Roadblock. I know no one likes another Roadblock, but man, that one is awesome. And Figure Fight Club says, I like the boss fight wrestling stuff, so I'm giving this a chance. Yeah, I bought a couple of I think 5 of the Saurozoic Warriors from Boss Fight Studios, and I think the plastic is really good. They seem to move. So I haven't, and I saw these at PowerCon well over a year ago. the unpainted, and I thought the figures looked really good. I know Ed was with me, and we looked at them both, and I think we all like those. So I think Boss Fight, from what we've seen, makes really good figures. But we also know there's been a lot of turmoil with the ownership, or people being pushed out of ownership and new ownership taking over. So it's one of those things where I hope so, because I think they make good figures. Even stuff that I don't care for, like the Popeye stuff, like it's not for me, but it looks really good. And I don't hear too many QC complaints about them, which is always a plus, right? I mean, everyone hates QC problems. So anyway, Nosferatu, 1922. And Matthew, I'm going to say I am interested. I do want to see this movie. I do like movies like this. I'm not a big horror movie, but I like vampire and zombie stuff. I just don't care for like the slasher horror stuff. I like the suspense horror, that there's an actual plot to it. And Odin01 jumping in here saying, I did pre-order the Nosferatu. I wasn't really thrilled that it's a black and white version, but the edited heads, hat, and cloak convinced me to get it. I don't have either of the previous versions. Figure fight. Firefly is my Mezco. God, no. That is my second one I hate the most. Well, the second worst in my opinion. That canvas style soft goods is so hard to pose. It is so hard to pose. That was very frustrating. I think it looks amazing. I love the head sculpts. Man, that's what I was really upset with. Not as much as Snake Eyes version 2. Not their second version. Snake Eyes V2. Matthew, yeah, I know you said it's a good movie, and to me, this is the type of movie, just looking at it, it seems like something I would enjoy. So now I'm kind of with you with what you're saying about the black and white, but I think some things like this for black and white work, because 1922, it is black and white, right? So it makes complete sense. Like I said, Storm Shadow Mezco, it is maybe the best looking Storm Shadow in a 1/12 scale, and as awesome as it is maybe my most frustrating one. And Coco Smooth says, I have the regular Mezco, but I wish it came with the wolves on the black one. Which one are you talking about? Are you talking about Snake Eyes? But yeah, these are, again, I think this figure looks good, and I like the black and white. I think it works with what this is supposed to be. Like the black and white Red Sonja, that's not, like, I can understand it, but not for me. Oh, the Nosferatu. Okay, I thought that's what you were talking about, but I not remember the wolves. And Brick here says, my brother snagged this. He has the blue head version already. Great pupils on this one, and the soft goods are great, even though they're monochromatic. I said monochromatic right. I'm pretty damn impressed with myself. I should pat myself on the back. My arms don't move that far. It's hard for me to do that. And this looks like it's right out of the movie. But Mezco also has a great way, in my personal opinion. They have wonderful photography. And I've said before, one of my biggest issues with the Mezco stuff when they do the photography is these people aren't worried about breaking a joint. And anything under cloth goods, especially some that's stiff, like Firefly, perfect example, you're worried that you're going to break because you can't see when there's tension on it. Like Destro, Destro and Roadblock, they both have the more nylon type stuff. So it flexes with you. It bends, it stretches. But Snake and Storm Shadow, to a lesser extent, Firefly is just, that is one dude, I swear he's wearing like a Converse Chuck Taylor suede on him or a canvas on him. So, but here's all the head sculpts you're gonna get with this. And once again, if anyone that asks, they always ask about the G.I. Joe and the Cobra stands that I have whenever I'm doing something. They come with Mezco. I know everyone all they are is a plate. The stands for a Mezco, they use a different size foot peg. So you can't use it. I only use it because it looks cool for a G.I. Joe figure, but I stand it on it because once again, stands are dumb. There's a casket. The casket is awesome. So he's got keys, just so many cool accessories. Now, I admittedly have had a hard time. I haven't been able to break my Mezco stuff out and use the accessories with other figures. Same with the weapons. I don't know why. It's the one that I have an issue doing. I haven't even had a problem with Frankenstein's creature, where I put him with Dr. Mindbender with all of his accessories. So that's mix and match with my G.I. Joe stuff. But for some odd reason, I struggle when it comes to Mezco stuff. Then here is his cloak and his feather in his cap. So good looking figure. I think I do like the black and white. I think it actually works for something like this. But again, if you like it, then you like it. Just because I might say that I don't like something or someone else does, doesn't mean that you don't have to like it. Always remember that. And then the Four Horsemen. Oh, the Four Horsemen. I'm not going to say fuck the cabal. Oh, I just said it. I don't mean that. I know someone's going to get mad. Don't get mad at me. So the Four Horsemen is dropping this army builder. These things are $30. They're up now for pre-order. You can order there's like a whole book, but you don't have to order that. You can order this whole pack for, God, how much was it? Someone know how much this whole pack was? It's for like a bunch of these army builders, like 300 and something. Wraith May says, don't open a secret item. No. If it's in a black bag, you just leave it. All right. Just get something in a black bag. I don't care what it is. You just leave it in there. All right. You just walk away. You leave it there to after Christmas because the world may come down on you. So anyway, they have this Night Army builder. I believe if Oz or one of the Four Horsemen guys are in here, I believe they said this is built on the newer Buck. I could be completely wrong, but $30 is not a bad deal at all. So $30, and then you're going to spend $10 on shipping and handling. So it's $40, a $40 figure, unless if you buy a couple of them or buy the whole entire set. Which again, like I said, I think it's like $340. It's crazy to get something that much or that many nights. But who am I? Because if there was let's be honest, there was a Cobra army builder for $300, I think many of us would definitely get it. And Brick says, yeah, this is a new Buck. Okay. And Coco Smooth, the casual collector, saying, I'm going to pick up a few of those nights. Coco, you are going down a path that is not easily, you cannot easily stop. True Star Screamer says, holy shit, I got a bloody Pandora variant. It seems like, I know Bobby B's Battleground. I think he got one also. So is that becoming more common that they're getting the bloody variants? So, Coco Smooth, I'm a Legionnaire now. So, good looking figure. And here's everything that you're going to get with him: the shield, sword with the sheath. Do we know if the sword is sheathed on the right side? I mean, the proper side. He's got a spear, a mask, a couple of different hands. So I think for $30, it is well worth it. I mentioned this before. If you're a toy collector and you do not have your full Horseman figure, this is something that you definitely need to pick up just to know what the hype is about. I don't fall into that crowd of, man, once you get one, you're going to be all in. You're never going to be able to buy anything else. I don't agree with that. I have no problem. I have no problem picking up what I want and nitpicking. So, I mean, if you're all into like this, fantasy, yeah, you might become an all-in guy. But I don't really feel that it's like that at all. But they are figures that I do feel you have to see the paint, the sculpt. They're second to none. I mean, they really are. They are second to none when it comes to this. So, but that is it for the four Horsemen. What I am going to quickly do is I'm going to take a quick break, and you're going to hear from my sponsor. But I want to say hi to Andrew Taylor, who says the figure obscura what have me hooked. And Andrew Taylor says, caps. I'm sorry. It makes me laugh because I know exactly what you did. All right. So quickly, a word from our sponsors, which is our Hella Dope Toys. If I can find it. I can't find it right now.
Oh, hey guys. So Lawrence, he had to step away for a little bit. He's got a case of the grumble dust. So he asked me to kind of watch over a stream. He put me in charge of y'all. He said to me, "Oh, Moss Man, I have a case of the grumble dust, and I need you to watch myself for a little bit so nobody leaves and finds out that there's more interesting things to watch on YouTube. And also, I hate Ohio." So I was like, oh, dang, so now I have to come up with a topic for my very own show. And I was like, oh, what about talking about your favorite toy stores? So my favorite toy store is HellaDopeToys.com. So they used to have this really bad website. It used to look real scammy. Like if I gave them money, they were going to go spend it on like blow and hookers. But now their website is really nice. And like I can just go in and do like 1-2 click. And then my order's placed. And they ship super fast, guys. They ship everything in 1 business day. So, like, I get all my toys first. So when I'm out there on the playground and all my friends are like, oh, dang, Mouse Man, where'd you get that action figure? I still have to wait 17 months for mine. And I'm just like, well, I went to HelladUpToys.com and I just pushed the buttons and then they shipped it out to me. And the packaging is so nice, guys. Like, I opened up the box and I was like, oh, I don't deserve this. I don't deserve this kind of packaging. It's so nice. But then my trash can gets full because of all the packing stuff. And I was just like, oh dang, I just changed the trash. But now I gotta change the trash again. Oh, you're right, Matthew Matson. You can use the code APWT at HelladOpeToys.com and save 10% on your order. So how that works is, so you're gonna save 10%. And then a Punk with Toys, he has to pay that 10% that y'all save. So if you don't like Lawrence, you can just go to HelladOpeToys.com and just buy a bunch of stuff and rack up his bill. So then like at the end of the month, they're like, Hella Dope Toys is like, oh, Lawrence, you owe us $1 million because of all the 10% codes that everybody used. And yeah, that's how that works. Okay, guys, so it looks like it's time for me to go now. So make sure you go to HelladUpToys.com and like and subscribe. And then in the comments, put what your favorite toy store is. But if it's not HelladUpToys.com, I'm probably just going to delete it, okay? So, all right, guys, bye!
And look at this. We come back from commercial break, and the star of Thursday with a Friend, Gaz, has joined us. Great to have you, Gaz. Chris. Gaz works. Look at I'm sorry. Yeah, gas works better than that. All right, fresh monkey fiction. I'm almost scared to even show this type of stuff, even though that this is a solicitation. So we have joined the Phantom Corps. That's supposed to be Corps. Command unit. So we have Commander Van Helsing, his unscarred portrait, and then Lieutenant Raven. These are going to be exclusives for 2025. They're going to be at 4 different cons. And this is everything that you're going to get. And I just want to start off by saying thank you for not just giving us a regular, another head sculpt of Van Helsing. I already have one. There's a second one on the way, or I think it was the BBTS exclusive. These are all exclusives through BBTS, which is kind of funny. But a lot of the stuff here we've already seen. Like, obviously, I'm going to assume that this buck is pretty much the same. A couple of things I didn't notice. Obviously, the rifle is different. It has a shotgun on the bottom. This is a gridiron gun. The holster, it looks like it has a flashlight that connects into it. So that would be new. Those poltrons will come off right away, the shoulder poltrons. It has the same 2 types of vests, or the same type of carriers for the plate carrier. But on his helmet, he has nods and earpieces for it. And then there's also the boonie cap, right? Is that boonie hat, whatever you want to call it, and then the beret. And I think this beret looks pretty good the way that it is kind of wrapped over. And I'm looking at it here, and it almost looks like that picture. Like, if anyone that remembers Tillman, the football player that joined the army, was a ranger, and was killed by friendly fire. You always see that. I can't think of his first name, but they always show his military picture with his beret on, and that's how this beret looks. I mean, even the color. Pat Tillman, thank you very much, Tony. That's how this looks. Like, the beret is like it's like hanging over, and I think that beret looks good. The boonie hat there. I don't know, down in the boondocks. And again, I'm sure this is gridiron, so anyone that has these, they know exactly what that hat is, what that hat is like. Anyway, they do now have pointing fingers. Now, I can't understand what this other fist is. It looks like it has 2 left fists, which I don't know why. Or maybe there's supposed to be a finger pointing that got cut off. Hard for me to figure that out, but this is a $40 figure. It is an exclusive. So people are going to ask, how can you get this? Well, if you attend any of these shows in 2025, so Geeking Out, Toylanta, Joe Fest, or Legions Con, I am planning on being at Joe Fest. So if anyone wants to come up and say hi to me, I charge $5 for autographs. I don't charge for autographs because that's stupid. But anyway, you can get these there. It says, how do I get the Phantom Core figure? Attendees of these shows in 2025. All right. How do I get the Phantom Core figure? Visit our booth anytime during the convention. BBTS, Big Bad Workshop, Fresh Monkey Fiction. I think this is a lot of work. This is better than what Hasbro did, but man, provide us with your BBTS account and email address. Now, this QR code here is not to get it. That is saying you have to read. Don't have a BBTS account? Create one here. Now, who the hell is ordering this that doesn't have a BBTS account? It's the only way you could get it, but I understand what they're doing. We will add the pre-order to your BBTS account. When the figure arrives, we will process your pre-order and charge your account. So no different than if you were to order it. Now, I guess if you have somebody that you know that's at the show, but they kind of know like the people that come through there. So it might be hard if someone is collecting this line. I'm not sure if they're going to let people, give a different account. I feel like they're trying to make this an exclusive. It's a weird way to do it considering they don't have it in hand, but to fly across the country to different conventions and have a huge stock isn't easy. That is for sure. J Solo Art says, I've got the perfect spot for your $5 autograph. It might be a little bit more for you. So Brick Something says, Boondocks is how U.S. soldiers in the Philippines translated the Tagalog word bundak, which means mountains. Interesting. I still don't believe that their language is Tagalog because that is a Girl Scout cookie. I have told that story, right? I was talking to someone that was from the Philippines and they said their language was like Tagalog. And I'm like, and I know that's not how it's pronounced, but that's how it looks. And I'm like, this person is fucking with me. This person is fucking with me because a Tagalog, well, it's a Girl Scout cookie. They are making most of the weapons, not all of the weapons. And Mark did talk about that if something that's not in their wheelhouse, they're not going to do. But I think all the more modernized, it sounds like the steampunk weapons, the ones that Darren, 3-star draw, thinks is awesome. They're kind of like, yeah, those are stupid. We all agree but Darren. And that's fine. If you like them, you like them. I do not like them. So anyway, this is what you have to do. You just have to have your account and, they'll add it to it and collect your official Phantom Core membership pin at the convention. So I think it might be harder for people to get this because I really do feel like they are trying to make this an exclusive. Let me explain something. And I am a collector. I'm an all-in collector on G.I. Joe Classified. I'm trying to be all in on this. At least that's what my hope is. But you're not entitled to everything. An exclusive should be an exclusive. Doing an exclusive for a con but we're going to have it up on the site Monday morning? Well, what the fuck? That's not an exclusive. That means, well, you can get it right away at the show or you can order it and get it 7 days later. I mean, come on, dude. It makes no sense whatsoever. So it's okay to have exclusive. That's the reason why not everyone why very few people have a complete a Real American Hero, G.I. Joe Real American Hero collection, a complete Star Wars collection, right? There's a reason why a lot of these aren't exclusive. And Ed says it here too. I missed a day of true con exclusives. And yeah, it kind of sucks. Okay, so Brick Something says, yes. Number 1, Tagalongs. Tagalong 2. I'm sorry, Tagalongs. 2, you got a flag. 3, you were leveling gifted a bunch of shipwrecks. 4, Adam doesn't like you. 5, don't open black bags. 6, Viper Island sucks. WrestleMania 3 with 93,173 of my best friends. You left that off? And I can't help it that Adam doesn't like me. And I haven't said anything about Viper Island in quite some time. I've already said he's not even the worst. He's not even the worst YouTuber. We'll just We'll leave it at that. He's not even the worst one that came after me. Yeah, see, oh yeah, WrestleMania. I was gonna say that was like my first, but it wasn't. Look, I shaved my head because I couldn't stand the fucking bald spot. Anyway, so I do hope this is a true exclusive. It's easier for me to say too because I'm planning on being at Joe Fest, so I intend to have one. But I have a feeling that anyone that really wants it will be able to get it. All right. And the last bit of news is from my favorite, Super 7. And out of nowhere, Super 7. Oh, wait a minute. Micronauts. Now, I do not remember Micronauts. Highly articulated, Adam. Although, hey, we sat there and we had a good old, we had a good time at Joe Fest. A matter of fact, him, myself, and Emerald Knight were the last. We were downstairs till 3:30 in the morning. The last people there on Saturday night. So, yes, yeah. Number 8. I'm straight edge. Brick says something. I forgot. Brian Flynn is not your friend. So anyway, Super 7 Micronauts. These are reaction figures to 5 points of articulation. I will once again admit I do not remember. I do not remember Micronauts at all. But I know a lot of people like them, so I threw them in here. So I couldn't tell you anything about Micronauts. They do have a backpack. They look like they fit a G.I. Joe. What I do know is that the G.I. Joe reaction backpacks do not fit G.I. Joe O-rings. Explain that to me. They almost look like they have knees that bend. I don't believe they do. A matter of fact, this also kind of looks like the those what were those the Super Troopers or whatever in The Mandalorian. What were they called? The Black Stormtroopers or whatever. The robot Stormtroopers. Kind of looks like them. Or shall I say they kind of look like this. And then you have Biotron here. And I looked at this guy, and I have to say, if you don't see this, I think once I say it, Dark Troopers, thank you very much. I think once I say it, you're not going to be able to unsee it. This looks like the GoBot Psykill. Now, I don't know which one came first, and I don't need someone going, no, Psykill came after. Go. I don't care. This looks like Psykill. From the head to the red vest to the blue. This is Psykill. 3-star says Psykill. I had it typed out so you could say it first. And Aaron says, yeah, same colors for sure. Again, I know nothing about these, but if it's something you want, go out and get them. Enjoy your toys. Don't let me shame you into buying 5 points of articulation. Gas says, oh, those look some super giant robots from the 70s. Maybe in Germany. And if you don't know why I'm saying that, you need to go watch my Thursday with a Friend with Gaz. Because he was from Germany and he showed up to the first American school in those little German outfits with his clogs on. I don't know if he had clogs. You know those wooden shoes? That might have been Dutch. I don't know. I lump all foreigners together. Did I just say that? Brick something said Micronauts came out in the 70s, long before Psycho was a motor oil squirt in his papa's gas hose. Why is he shooting hoops? Wait a minute. Better yet, why do they have them with bent arms and knees? Shouldn't these all be just straight? um, anyway, here he is again. I cannot not see Sidekill, and that's because I know who Sidekill is. I don't know who Micronauts are. Maybe if I saw these first, I'd be like, Sidekill looks just like this guy. But if you want them, they're going to be available. Hell, they're probably available now. We know how Super 7 is when it comes to these reactions and stuff. But then they drop these. And I am, again, I will say this again. I may not be a fan of Super 7, but I like the fact that they are trying to give us O-ring figures that we never had. And I know a lot of people have wanted this type of stuff. So, and then Sergio Luis Cabrera. I know how to say Cabrera. I think I already said this because of Miguel Cabrera for the Detroit Tigers. High regards from Tijuana, Mexico. Man, look at that. I just said a whole bunch of hard words that I just knocked out of the park. Third Eye Biker says, these are O-ring Micronauts? No. They are reaction. No O-ring. No O-ring to them. They make it look like they. I don't think they are. Am I missing something? These aren't O-ring, are they? I mean, they should have more articulation than what they do. Oh, they are. Oh, dude, you're. Oh, you know what? You are absolutely right, One-Eyed Biker. These are Reaction Plus. I did not see it there. Wow, that is. Well, in my defense, and anyone that does use a StreamYard knows that when you're going through slides, it says slide right in front of where the O-ring plus would say it. So that's why I didn't see it. That's interesting because I am. It's my yeah. Again, what I'll say this again. This is my motto for the year. Never let the truth ruin a good live stream. All right, so yeah, I didn't realize they were doing it, but good for them because they're going to be charging you $20. At least give people an O-ring with some more articulation. So good for you guys. Whoever wants it. Anyway, back to this guy. I know a lot of people wanted this. I actually commend Super 7 and Brian Flynn, if he's still making the decisions or not. It seems to be one person says that he's out, one person says that he's not. Who knows? And either way, they are making stuff that isn't for the masses, and they are leaning into nostalgia, but giving something new. So these are bigger figures. I thought they said they were $25. So if you remember the cartoon, this guy's like a giant. And he doesn't come with anything. I don't believe there was any. Oh, I think there was like one thing maybe. I don't know why this. We got the Fatal Fluffy. Now, why didn't they give a little Fatal Fluffy with them? Right? They should have given a little one. I know people really wanted these, the Fatal Fluffies. Again, they don't really interest me. I'm not going to lie about that at all. But if I see it in person, if I actually see one, I've still only seen one O-ring, only one Reaction Plus figure, and that was a Deadeye Cover Girl in Target. So I believe these are 25, the big ones. Now, I read one thing that said they were 20, and then I read another solicitation that said these ones were 25. The normal O-ring plus are $20, the same as the reaction figures. I think they were going to have a hard time justifying raising the price because people already weren't happy with the $20 for reaction. But by doing an O-ring for $20, you just told everyone, yeah, we've been ripping you off with reaction figures. So again, I read two different things. I read one where they said these ones were 25. And then I saw another one where they said they were 20. So, and yeah, okay. So Matthew saying Fatal Fluffies and Ramar are 25 retail. That's and again, that's what I thought. But I read it both. So, and Brick something says there's some legit significance to the Reaction Plus line, starting with G.I. Joe and Micronauts. I agree. I mean, I agree completely. So anyway, if you are an O-ring collector or you just really like this, again, we don't have to collect the line to pick up a figure that we think is awesome. Now I am waiting. I'm still waiting for. So Brick. All right. So Brick is saying $19.99 at Target. You know what? We have the internet here, so let's actually pull this up. Target.com. And we're going to take a look at this and see if we can find it. As if it even shows up. He doesn't even show up for me. Brick, I don't even find them. Go figure. Raptor's $34 right now, $35, just so you guys know. I don't see them on the site. But Target's website is really weird to find collectibles like that. So anyway. Oh, okay. The link's at well, I can't go there because it freezes up my whole system. And not Rachel has joined us. What is this internet you speak of? Toy Matrix says, I only bought reaction figures from Ross. That's all they're worth. Reaction Plus is a little bit different because they are the O-ring. But anyway, back to these things. So he has his whip. It does look good. I mean, kind of looks like a Wampa. Now that I'm looking at this thing, it definitely looks like a Wampa here. I really wish they would have went with the articulated wrists. Every other O-ring is doing it. They don't have to. Every other O-ring doing it, they don't have to do exactly what they did in the 80s. Make it better, right? And then, okay, so what stream just ended? Because we have Just Jeff jumping in here. What's up? Dreadnought K6, Sean Forrester, not Rachel just jumped in. Same Time Toys I haven't really seen here. So either way, I don't care. Thank you guys for joining. Great to see you guys. Jeff, I'm kind of with you on the board. I'm definitely with you with the reaction figures being $20. The Reaction Plus figures that I feel like I can justify just because I feel like I can justify that just because the fact that all the other O-rings are like in the $25 range. I better not say that too loud or Super 7 will be like, hey, we should do that too. But they are smaller companies. And again, I definitely like to, you really have to look at what everyone else is. Yeah, they're $20. So if you want to get it, it's not available right now. Delivery, shipping. So they're out of stock. But yeah, they are $20. So if you want a Fatal Fluffy, just check. They're going to show up all over.
Can I print something real quick?
Yeah, if you need to print something, go ahead. And then make sure you turn it off again. There's a corner button, the little green button that's lit up there. That way I don't have to hear it. Okay, I'm not going to say that, but I agree with you.
Say what?
I hate I hate when it sounds like I am defending Super 7, all right? Jeff, don't ever put me in that position again. Don't ever put me in a position that makes me feel like I am defending Super 7. No, but no, it's I think the $20 price point I can accept. Do I think there should be less? Yes. Did Hasbro also overcharge us for their ones? Yeah. Unfortunately, I think that they did. So, and I have a feeling that one probably got blocked, so no one probably saw that till I highlighted it. So here's the Ramar. He looks so. I don't know. He looks so. He looks like a shampoo bottle in this picture, right? Like,
We're gonna do a video on my Stitch toy.
I don't know, but right now is not the time to ask. You've had your time, girl. I gave you like 20 minutes on here.
I was thinking. Oh wait, isn't Thursday with a friend?
Yes.
Thursday can be me as a friend.
Oh, I already have it lined up.
Who do you have?
I'm lined up all through February. But I'm doing
Okay,
something.
booked. Is
Yeah.
it booked?
I have to. Book everything.
Next Friday, maybe, or next Monday, maybe we can unbox my little toy on live. They can have a whole stream of me.
You want to unbox? My daughter wants to do a live unboxing of her Stitch figure.
Okay, I want my fans to.
She wants her fans. All right.
I want them to hype me up.
We can figure out a special day and time for you. How about that?
I am special. Thank you.
I just said that. Okay. If anyone hasn't met my daughter Olivia, there she is. Yeah, class. Oh, again, all those 6-inch figures are $20 at one time. Not anymore. But remember when eggs were like 59 cents? Why not Wednesday? I was gonna go Wednesday, 10 p.m. I'm gonna call it a. I'm gonna go Wednesday, 10 p.m. and call it a Olivia kind of mood.
Wednesday, 10 p.m.
No, I'm not doing. You have school.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do something.
Okay, well, I heard my name and I heard Wednesday, 10 p.m.
I was joking.
How do I know that?
Okay. Goodbye,
You don't
Olivia.
decide to talk to me ever.
I never talked to you.
You don't. And then you get forced and you act like you hate it. And you hate me.
I have never said that. Anyway,
Acted.
Prophet 9.
Actions speak louder.
Prophet 924 says Ramar is a great pair up with Duke. I don't believe that I've ever seen you here before, so thank you for joining. And if you have been, then Matthew will say you're an idiot. He's been here all the time. And again, here's a new Duke. Now, I do understand that they are giving you something a little different, but Duke is so. I guess it is the cartoon version, and people want the cartoon. And I know there's still a lot of people that have a hard time understanding that the G.I. Joe toy line is not made to be the cartoon. If anything, it is the other way around. They took the toy line, the comic, and they made it into what sometimes might see some would call a complete disaster. Hey. Yeah, Travis, we don't want you and your secondhand watching ability with your fucking shitty ass Monday Night Raw. That thing's been on the decline for many, many years. I'm just saying. It was probably dark and no energy, but hey, that's cool. That's cool that you choose to watch some oiled down men over your friends. But hey, cool. But hit that like button. You missed all the good stuff too. Doesn't matter. So, they are giving Duke his laser rifle. I do hope. Is this laser rifle scaled properly? Because the Uzi is huge. The MP5 is huge. And then we have Serpentor. I'm sorry, Serpentor. Still makes me laugh. How the guy called? How did no one in his ear be like Serpenter? Serpenter. He kept calling Serpenter. Serpenter. Hell, I even corrected Travis Moody from stopping calling Krusty O'Crow Krusty Crow in the middle of a panel that we were doing, so I could correct him. Like, that's not his fucking name. They could have corrected Serpenter, dude. I did quickly look at this next to my Serpentor, and it definitely is different. You do have the cape, which probably be a lot cheaper to buy this thing than to buy the an actual O-ring Serpentor cape. So, yes, Matthew. Yes, Matthew. Exactly. But I guess giving us like a Duke and a Serpentor that are comic accurate, and then giving two figures that have never been done before, the same way where you look at the last wave, where again another a Snake Eyes and a Cobra Commander. I guess you do need them, but a blonde cover girl that so many people just seem to be absolutely in love with. I don't understand the love for blonde cover girl. And then the blue bat. Again, you can give me as many bats as you want, at least in the classified, and I'm pretty happy. Although I was just looking at my Arctic bats. That is a shitty figure. Talk about like you need to fix your tooling before you put that thing into pressing again, because that thing is loose. And we'll get to see that first Tuesday of next month when I do the next 20 of my classified ratings. So, but if you need Serpentor, you need a Duke. I don't know how anyone can need these figures. They're so readily available. But they are something different. Again, you like the cartoon, you want something cartoon accurate. I will be interested because, the way he made it sound was he's not going to be doing figures like this, but we're already seeing that he is. So I guess they're going to do figures, they're not doing the original O-ring molds. And that is perfectly fine, because I don't think that we really need that, right? I think that there should be a break from that. So, but there is Serpentor. I absolutely hate the artwork on this. It looks awful. You can also tell this is a digital render, as Duke looks like he's like part of a picture. But yeah. And this is I think the piece that comes when he fights Ramar. Am I saying his name right? Ramar? I don't know. Ramar. Can't be that hard, right? So that's his little headpiece. I hate the fact that they didn't give articulated wrists. There's no reason in this day and age. It changes how you can pose a figure. Go grab a Delta 17 and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. You're able just to shift that so much easier and just so much better. Rachel says they need to do Black Dress Baroness. And Prophet says, I pop in every now and again to live. I watch most of your reviews. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And I just like to highlight anyone. I like to highlight as many people as possible, just because you guys spend some time with me. But especially when I see new people, so they feel welcome. There's a lot of streams that people just don't feel welcome. Here is Serpenter. God, that guy ruined it for all of us that watched that stupid thing. No, they're swivel arm. These are all swivel arm. They're not straight arm figures. It's hard. You don't see it here, but these are all swivel arm. Correct, guys? I mean, everyone has been swivel arm. So, but yeah, these are all swivel arm. So there shouldn't be, although you don't see it in this. Again, these are digital renders, even though they're out. Because that would be awful. That would just be, no one ever wanted straight arms. As I'm doing the classic reviews, I hate straight arm figures. And like I said, I got rid of my clutch straight arm that I had with my vamp when I was, just trying to sell off a couple pieces. And I was like, I'd rather have the swivel arm. Just makes more sense. Brick Something says, articulated wrist like the original Micronauts O-ring figures from 1976. I don't know because I don't remember I don't remember Micronauts. I'll take your word for it. How about that? All right. There is your Serpenter, and it does look like a straight arm. But Matthew, you have a couple of these. These aren't straight arms, right? First appearance Baroness, Juanita Hopper, Diver Baroness, Black Dress Baroness, Bikini Baroness, 95 unreleased Baroness. The Viper Scout is there a theme here? Same time toys. I love the idea, but not for that price. Let's go Ross. You know, again, if you play, if you play clearance chicken, that's on you if it's something you really want. I know you do have a large, O-ring collection, so. They only have one swivel arm battle grip, but no, yeah, the neck joint again. That is why. It's just, again, let's cut some corners, let's save some bucks because we're going to charge it for the $20 price point. Maybe. And then here's the file card. And again, I like this. This is what I say the classified should be doing, right? You see the first four figures, they're not in this wave. You see the Crimson Twins, they're an exclusive, yet they put it on the back cross sell. And classified should be doing the exact same thing. It's fine to show off the other figures in the retro line. It's fine to show off the Mickey Mouse Cobra Commander that came with the Hiss HasLab. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all. Putting 3 across it like the retro classified looks dumb. As for the file card, I do wish it was a little bit lower. I'm not going to lie, but I do understand. And I also understand the... so let's see here. Amazon is updating your classified figures as we speak. Saw Viper is now expected the 16th. So get ready for everyone to start getting hit. And as a matter of fact, I will start posting links because they're all going to start shipping. Anyway, it does give you the one thing that they want. And not Rachel says, I can't read it. It's only in one language. Again, Super 7 has the ability, as they are not a publicly traded company. They are not a multi-billion-dollar corporation that they can print everything in one language. I'm not saying I like that. I absolutely hate that they do the file cards like that. I wish they didn't even do the file cards because it looks stupid. And I would assume if you speak any of those other languages, you probably think it looks stupid too. But because it doesn't give you any information. No, it's not like what versions were they? There was versions of some 4-inch figures, 4-inch Joes. I know I got them at Target, or not Target, it's at Toys R Us. They might have been Toys R Us exclusives. They gave you like 4 or 5 different file cards, all in different languages. So you had them. I don't expect them to do this, but there is a reason why, and I understand. I mentioned it before. Go ahead and take a look at what was it? The Transformers, and they're in 5L, 5 language, and it looks awful. I think it looks worse than the file cards. And Viper Scout says, we're in the 21st century. Give us digital file cards. Maybe worth a way to collect them. Viper Scout, it makes no sense. They have them. just sitting there, like they have them. Like maybe you have to change a couple of the wording, but why don't you? And Not Rachel says that was the 5th anniversary line. That was a Toys R Us exclusive. Yeah, that's what I thought it was, but I wasn't positive, so I don't want to say it. And someone yell at me. They could do them in Spanish for you, Larry, like Disney Plus too. Fuck you, Disney Plus. Fuck you. To anyone that is friends with me on Facebook, I made a comment about, I don't know, something like, all right, Disney, we get it. I don't remember what the post was, but basically, Disney feels because of my last name that they need to show me stuff in Spanish because they must think it's a Mexican last name. But plot twist, my last name is actually Italian, even though it is a Spanish word for border. I believe it's border. I've never had to jump the border. I think that's how Tony got in the country. He went over the border. It's weird that he hates diversity when he had to cross the border to get in this country. But anyway, here is your Serpenter. God damn it. And that's it. That's it. Look at that. We're going to make it to the topic. But first, I'm going to use the restroom. But I can't just leave you with nothing. So quickly, we're going to give you a commercial, and hopefully I'll be done before that. I won't be. So you're just going to come back to a nice my logo. But here you go.
Idiots! Incompetent buffoons! What is it now, Commander? Consummate morons, incapable of coherent thought! Are you watching that show again? Yes. Why didn't you just watch Pop Blender and Matthew's discussions, news, reviews before the show came out? Whether you agree or disagree, the perspectives provide enough context to know if the show or movie is worth your time or not. Yes, I know. I will not miss another Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 Central on Pop Blender's channel. Be more than once a man by watching Pop Blender and Matthew talk about pop culture news discussions and reviews on Tuesday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central. And now you know. Televiper, be sure to hit like, share, and subscribe so we do not miss another episode, and hit that bell notification.
I almost made it back. You can't mute the mic once you start playing something because then it unmutes it because it automatically mutes it. Anyway, if you don't know what that is my moderator and Pop Blender's show that they do every Tuesday at 10 p.m. It's no longer called that. It's called the blend, the evening blend. I think I got it right. Let's say hi to Four Feathers, who is jumping in. Great to have you here. And look, here is Pop Blender saying Disney is just trying to be inclusive for you. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I get Target mail in Spanish. I can't read Spanish. You know why I can't speak Spanish? Because I live in the USA. And you know what our language is? I don't know, technically our language. It's English. That's what we speak. English. Yes, Frontera. You left out the A. Frontera or border. But anyway. I have to take 1 second here. So quickly, I don't have to go anywhere. I just have to just give me a second here. Let's see. Which one of these did I like the most? I like this one.
Oh, hey guys, it's Mossman again.
And Dopey.
No, you're not part of this one.
Okay.
Anyway, welcome back to the Punk with Toys for Tots Streamathon. So this is going on from October 25th through October 27th, which is streaming non-stop. So we've made a whole bunch of money so far to donate for Toys for Tots, but we can still keep going. We still got some time left. So if you want to participate, you can send a super chat or a super sticker, or maybe even consider becoming a channel member. And all that money, Lawrence is going to take that and go to this really cool toy store, Sergeant Red's. He's going to buy toys, and all that's going to get donated for Toys for Tots. But anyway, we still got a whole bunch of really awesome content coming from a lot of great content creators. So let's get back to the show.
All right, we need more dopey commercials. Well, we need more dopey, right? I think Matthew agreed. I know Ed agreed. I think that's the only appearance of dopey that there has been. So we need more. And yes, Johnny Reno. I had to mention to Tony. I'm like, does Johnny know I don't speak Spanish? I don't understand it. I can't speak it. He was sending me all kinds of Instagram shit. And I'm like, dude, yeah, Tony, when Sticky Brand starts sending me stuff in Spanish, I'll know I made the big time. I'll know at that time it's like, all right, time for me to get out the Rosetta Stone. All right. So as for the topic, as I was hard at work thinking about what I could do to stimulate your guys' minds. You guys listen to this show. There's no stimulating your mind. Again, what is my culture? Is it Italian? Is it Mexicano? Is it German? I can't say my mom's maiden last name. I mean, I can say it. I'm not going to say it because we all know what that means. It's like the main question they ask you for anything. Anyway, I was watching a G.I. Joe cartoon, and we have listened for so long to so many people whine and cry about the weapons of G.I. Joe. And I'm not talking about how soft they are or anything like that. But we, about like, it's not realistic. It's not this. It's not that. And as I was watching the cartoon, I was watching as there was an air fight, and it was the Cobra Rattler, and they were fighting Sky Strikers. Now, I just want to address this here. So, in real life, a Rattler is based off of the A-10, the Warthog. And it is a wonderful plane. It is a tank killer. It is for ground support. But the retired F-14 Tomcat is a naval plane that was meant to be a bomber and basically all around air support, air superiority fighter, and that's what it was. And as much as I love the A-10 Warthog, they house them here at Selfridge Air National Guard. I see them flying all the time. They move so quickly. They turn like you wouldn't believe. Like when you see this thing and you see how quickly it turns at 180 degrees to come into the runway because it flies over the mire and we see the air show. It's awesome. But let me explain to you. If an A-10 went up against an F-14, even in its retired state, it would last roughly, well, however long it takes for that missile off the F-14 to hit the A-10 to be destroyed. But we all kind of ignore that, right? And remember, some of these people writing the comics are military veterans. Lee 86 says weapons were never great for Joe's. Action Force weapon packs are where it is at. Again, if you like tiny magazines, yes. Sorry, I'm just gonna point it out. They have tiny magazines. Every M16 is running around with like a 45 caliber pistol magazine. They're tiny. They look stupid. A lot of the weapons look really nice, but it's not. But the point is, people have complained about how G.I. Joe is not realistic and how I'm talking about classified. But we were able to suspend our beliefs. Andrew Taylor says F-14 was never meant to be a bomber. It was a fleet defender, pure air-to-air. But it was able. Okay. They tried to make it a bomber in the end. But again, it was able to if it needed to. My whole point is an A-10 is never going up against it. But we were able to just ignore that. Look at the helicopters. Cobra had this open cockpit Fang, a little one-seater, 4 missiles right on the side, and a bomb, and this cannon that they were able just to move around. And it went up against the Dragonfly. And the Dragonfly is based off of the Cobra attack helicopter. Yet we never seem to have an issue with it. Now, also, the Dragonfly would also go up against the A-10. Now, I'm not a military expert, but I do believe that the A-10 wouldn't have too many issues coming after a Cobra attack helicopter. I mean, usually planes and helicopters, they don't mesh for a reason, right? But here we are, and yeah. Believe me, Cobra Rattler was a VTOL mission. Again, suspension of belief, because once again, it's fun. Where today, people can't have this. But we complain that certain things aren't realistic now. All right. Gun Bunny says the first couple of years the toys were released, they came as real world based weapons. They had to change that for the cartoon for kids. Fans just want the matching weapons from the OG release. Okay. Quickly, Jimmy Garcia says, "Hi Punk. Don't know about the realistic. Don't know about how realistic it was, but issue 34 of G.I. Joe, whole issue Sky Striker vs. Rattler is one of my favorites. Again, I absolutely love both. And I played like that. I didn't know any better. It didn't bother me. Okay. Ed says, can you tell me anything about a Cobra tank? So the Cobra tank was, if I remember correctly, a Sears exclusive. It was the black Mobat. I believe that is the only tank they have ever had. So I think I could be wrong, but they might have had another tank later on. I can only think of the Black Series exclusive. It was just the exclusive there. We know G.I. Joe organization cared about soldiers, operatives. Cobra didn't. Open cockpit. Oh well, we got hundreds of more soldiers, but yes, suspend belief and just have fun. Okay, so back to what Gun Bunny said about how they had realistic weapons. Now, okay, so let's go ahead and present this really quick here. I'm going to share a screen. And this is thank you to 3D Joe's. Carson does a wonderful job. And so this is the 1983. So this is all Series 1. Now, I hope this doesn't freeze up the stream too much. So we have the HAL here. I miss laser cannons in the Vietnam War. But we didn't care. I also missed where they showed up at Detroit Tigers training camp and was like, "Hey, we need to get your catcher's gear because we need to put him on this big giant laser cannon." Do you remember this is series 1 when things were being more realistic? Now, I love this thing. All right, when we were in St. Louis, I actually reacquired this because my original one had the cannons broken off of it. And this Viper Scout says artillery laser makes no sense on multiple levels. All right. So once again, realistic weapons. All right. I'm not sure if I consider that realistic. We know that the MMS is a real thing. We have seen some people post it outside their office desk, so we know that this is real. And okay, no problem there, no problem. Again, I don't even have a problem with some of this stuff. The flak, I don't remember. Now I can see it has shells underneath it. I don't remember ever seeing anything like this in real life, but I love this gun. Like, this is one of my favorite. I really like this. All right. Where the hell is Krusty Old Crow? Now, I don't know about you, but I've been waiting. I have been waiting for jetpacks for years. Now let's look at this. People complain about the different Joe things. I feel like one flight with this, and let's just say the good news is it's going to cauterize once it blows off your legs below the knee. So you'll probably survive, but you're going to be in a lot of pain. So I'm not sure if this is realistic. And remember, this guy looks like he's flying around with a laser gun that is connected to his flight pack. Again, this is well before the cartoon. Now let's get to another realistic one. And we know that the minigun exists. The Gatling gun. Now, this is not a minigun. This is a Gatling gun. I just want to... I would love to see in real life a Gatling gun put on a motorcycle and fired. And I want to see what happens. And I think this would be awesome because that thing would spin around. I think you guys are understanding, like, G.I. Joe was not as realistic as we thought it was to begin with. And I'm fine with that. But I think some people get a little too upset over things not being super realistic, right? So here we have this. That's not even a minigun, all right? That thing is a full-blown stick me on the front of a warthog. Jay Solar is jumping in here saying, Lawrence, you know the pack is real. We saw it at the halftime Super Bowl. Okay. Well, it's the weapons, and to me, I mean, the weapons, tanks are weapons, different things like that. And again, I'm not trying to insult anyone. I'm just trying to have fun with this. So it's, again, there's a lot of things. And again, I don't have a problem with realistic stuff. I like realistic stuff too. I just think some people go a little overboard. All right. And then even the vamp. Now, I always thought these were laser guns on the top. I don't believe those are 50 cals. I see no redeeming looks that it's an actual machine gun. So, but we can talk about some figures too. All right, so let's do an overview of the 1982 figures. And yes, they had the M60, they had the Dragunov. Scarlet had a crossbow. And I don't know about you. Now, I didn't serve in the military, but were spies running around with crossbows, throwing stars, and let's not forget the slingshot. um, so I mean, the slingshot is something I expect to see in the fucking Little Rascals. But again, they're toys. But no one seemed to complain. Now, once again, I don't know who has laser guns with a backpack running around. I mean, were there military? I mean, if it was a flamethrower, I guess I could understand. And Ed here is saying, well, bright yellow leotard isn't exactly spy gear either. Depends. Are you spying in jazzercise? Because if you're jazzercising and that's your spy, like that's where you're going undercover, then you need the leotard, I think. The Vamp would have been more realistic if it were a Toyota or Nissan pickup. And 44D4 quickly saying Hasbro dropped the ball when Retro Scarlet didn't have her slingshot. I'm with you. You know what? That might have made my top figure of the year if she had the slingshot. It has to be a removable, right? One that works too. And Alfred saying hello all. Viper Scout says laser spotters are real, but no direct bombs but to direct bombs and missiles. Exactly. Yes, like Olivia Newton-John saying, "Let's get physical." So, even starting off with Wave 1 of G.I. Joe, let's be honest, everything wasn't realistic. And it's funny how collectors are right now and they get really upset about things. But as I started looking at these figures and these vehicles, as I want to do these classic reviews, I really noticed early on, okay, exactly how many were, I noticed exactly how many maybe weren't too realistic. Now, we can sit here and we can ignore the Cobra side, right? They, they're always going to be way off. Now, again, I don't think these would be the hardest people to take out. I feel like a team of Navy SEALs could easily have ended the Cobra terrorist group, right? I feel like it'd be pretty easy. But let's talk. One of my favorite figures. And that being Gung Ho. I did not serve. I do know that some Marines get a bad rap. Gun Bunny, I believe that you were a Marine. I know Marines get the tattoo, right? And I love the teal blue on him. But is this something that you have going on in the military? Hey, teal blue Marine with the vest. Go take the grenade launcher and go fucking fuck some shit up. All right. And again, I know what people want, but I also know there's a lot of people that are so mad over things that aren't realistic. And I just found it comical as I'm starting to look at some of these figures going, and vehicles. The vehicles are the big thing. Now, I would say when I was younger, I truly would have thought this is stupid. But I think since then I have seen that, yeah, there were a lot of snow troopers that did have skis. But when I looked at this guy, all I could think of is like, this guy's like skiing like the Swiss Alps, right? And if you did not have this guy go down the K-12 on one ski, did you even watch Better Off Dead? And once again, what is this rifle? This is the first actual XR, 3R, 2R, 5. I don't know what it is. And this is 83. So if I am correct, this is before the Sunbow cartoon. Better Off Dead, Matthew, is such a damn good movie. And I did see that One Crazy Summer, who I think is a very underrated movie. I think is on Amazon Prime. So, yes, I want my $2. Well, I don't think we're gonna get another retro one anytime soon. They gave you one that's pretty close. XMLR, yes. But this is not a real weapon, yet he has it. And that's fine. Again, there's nothing wrong with this. But Torpedo. I love Torpedo. But let's be honest. This guy comes with a harpoon gun, right? Please tell me I got it right. I say spear gun, people yell at me. The harpoon gun. With his little... Are those missiles on it? I could never tell, like, if there's missiles on the backpack. Like, I always thought they were like little missiles. And Gun Bunny says yes. If the camis get washed enough, they turn a little greenish blue like that. They call it salty. Okay, then again, I'm not trying to insult anyone. I like to have fun here. I know collecting toys, doing live streams, having fun, all those things aren't supposed to go together. But okay. And Tony, this is just it. I thought they were jet propulsion. I wasn't sure because don't they kind of look like little torpedoes on it? I don't think you want that thing launching off you, but as we've seen later on in the Joe line, no one seemed to give two shits about their safety. Not Rachel says, I thought Torpedo was a woman with that big chest and little feet. I never thought that. But God damn it, now I'm not going to be able to not say, oh my God. Dude, like you're right. And Jamie Garcia says, I always love how the comics and cartoons, Torpedo would be walking around HQ in the cafeteria, always in his scuba gear. Or snow job. Like, did you like Torpedo because your dad was a sailor? Is there any other figure you got because he was? I have no idea what you're talking about. Same time Toy says, Punk, it's your serious face that messes with people. Am I look serious now? Hey, Brick said he loves when Olivia comes in because they can see how much I laugh, right? Or have fun. All right. So anyway, we're only in the series. I mean, this is only the second series, right? Now, obviously, you have Tripwire, right? Okay, fully understandable. Here we have a Grand Slam, another jetpack guy. Again, his legs would be burnt off. They gave us a Cobra Attack helicopter pilot, and I'm not saying they wouldn't have worn these cavalry hats, but he probably would have had a helmet. and probably didn't have 6-shooters that were cross draws off of his thighs. But they did, and I'm good with it. But yeah. So and again, I'm not going to get into the Cobras because Cobra, obviously, they weren't the military. What about this? Ace. Now, I know that this is actually based off of a realistic flight suit. But let's be honest. Which one of us didn't think that he was an astronaut? Right? Did we not all think that, like, hey, this guy can fucking go in? This guy's a fucking astronaut. And Travis from A Toy Kind of Mood has joined us. And this whole suit, wow. That's all I gotta say. Wow. It is something. But you do have to love how the HasLab, they gave him a reel that has a real flight suit. But Ace is still in this, like, hey, we might go up into fucking space, and you're fucked, real. You know what? We never really found out if he was. How about this? Ace is an Air Force pilot, yet he flies a Navy plane. I don't know. All right. So again, this is just series 2. So let's go ahead and we're going to take a look at. And again, people have complained also about the vehicles. So the APC, which is a wonderful thing. Now, do they really have guns like this on the top of? Because I can never look at this thing and even as a kid thought that this was anything other than some sort of big laser cannon. Yes. Pop says Ace is prepared for anything. I'm just gonna put this here because I want you guys all singing this the rest of the night in your head too. And I'm sure you've all heard the commercials. Now I love the APC. It is one of 2 vehicles that did not sink. The other being the hovercraft / whale. And I mean, you could not sink this thing. That's how awesome it was. But again, now we're going to shift over and talk about a little things with the Cobra Fang, which I already mentioned. Now this thing here, I often mention about the Havoc being a sniper's dream. Could you imagine this being like a SEAL sniper, a Marine sniper, being like, dude, you're fucking kidding me, right? You're a low light. You're like, did you see this? I don't even need a fucking scope to shoot this thing. I can headshot this guy without a problem. But this is again 4 missiles, a big bomb. I don't know how high you get on a gyro. Don't lift your hand up because that thing's coming off. But at least he has a helmet, so maybe that will save him. And I love the Fang. I'm readily admit I love the Fang. That's what I have my Cobra Commander on. So again, we are still. This is just series 2. Now here is the Cobra Hiss, the high-speed Sentry, and as we know, this makes no logical sense whatsoever. I love the Hiss. I mean, I think it's hard to not love the Hiss. But I believe the purpose of having a treaded vehicle is for it to be lower to the ground for one thing, and obviously go over debris, trees. This thing's gonna fucking topple over. And I know this because in real life it will fall forward if it's at any type of angle. So I gotta say, but again, this is Cobra stuff. But people have an issue and they're like, "This is not realistic. We have to do this. I have to get my Valaverse weapons." Okay, of course, everyone loves the Valaverse weapons, but no one wants to say, "Hey, that magazine is fucking tiny." All right, and I'm sorry, I can't. You can't unsee the tiny mags, right? Okay, but let's talk about a glider, a hang glider that has 2 machine guns on the top. And if you remember in the G.I. Joe cartoon, this thing would take on like planes and stuff, helicopters. I watch video of people on hang gliders and I fear for their life. So, as Pop says, the glider is silent but deadly. Now, I made comments about watching the Ram Psycho fire the Gatling gun. I'd also like to see someone on a glider fire 2 big machine guns off of it. I have a feeling it would go really bad. That is acting. No, again, I had this glider. I don't know how long it lasted. I know I don't have one anymore. That is one of the most sought after, expensive pieces. But we'll look at a real world. Now, I don't believe they've ever made anything like this. And if you've served in the military or you are a weapons expert, Johnny Reno, do they have, if they put 2 Gatling guns on a stationary prop, would it be able to handle the recoil, or would it just make this thing just topple over? And I'm asking for, I feel like it would topple over, considering this looks like something that would be on the front of an A10, and they say that thing literally pushes it backwards. Now, I just got this also. Oh, you know what? Yeah, you know, but that means that would be. But if it's not a Navy ship, that means it is mounted, right? Tripwire says they made those with Gatling guns like this, and I'm asking for real because I really don't know. I know that the not his trailers though. Who doesn't want this trailing on? I get up to my Dodge Journey and say, "Hey, come on, Whirlwind." Now I got this again. I'm actually disappointed. I wasn't paying attention, and part of it is like glued in. So very disappointed in this, to be honest, because of what I bought it. I had never had this as a kid. But I got this one also when we went to St. Louis. Actually, I got it at Kokomo Toys on our way back. But a fun-looking thing, but still something scary. And then as for the Dragonfly, people complained about the classified one not having the rear stabilizer, but also realizing neither did the original O-ring one, and they were trying to make it as close as they could. So much so that the rear wings, or the rear fins, or whatever you want to call them, you can put them in that exact same spot that you want. And there is a stabilizer, and there are helicopters that do fly like that. And you can take off the back the you can take off the back of the Dragonfly one, and you can see that they put that on there. So if you really want to do that, then Clint Jorgensen says that is where we want to go, down to Kokomo Toys. It is worth it. It is worth it. It is a good trip, especially if you don't have a lot of good toy stores. But I know what you're trying to do. We've already talked about it. Now let's not talk about these pack rats. Also, I need pack rats for my reviews. If anyone has pack rats and they want to send me, I need all 3 of them. I believe this is the only one that I ever had. But again, look at this little thing. I don't think this was realistic, guys, but it was fun. And we suspended our beliefs because we were kids and we played with toys. And now we're adults playing with toys. And again, if you want something that is more realistic in the military, I don't really know what line to tell you. Valaverse can say that they are realistic, but I'm sorry. I've never seen flying bug people, and I don't see people that are dressed like knights. That's not very realistic. Or minty guns. Operation Monster Force, same thing. These are vampires and stuff. I don't think that there is an actual realistic military line. I think G.I. Joe is probably the closest that you're going to have, because you can pick and choose guys like Stalker, Grunt. You can make that way. Same with picking some of the Valaverse line. And obviously, as more of the Operation Monster Force, and I forget what the other line is, that is the BBTS, not Fresh Monkey Fiction line. But yeah. So, but let's take a look at Wave 4 figures. And let's start with Blowtorch. Now, first off, this guy is we already know that flamethrowers, they don't last very long. I think even less if you're in red and yellow. Well, there are a lot of goth people that do feel they are vampires, so they might be real. And Viper Scott saying, "Punks just shattered my worldview." Now, if I am correct, by the time that this came out, the flamethrower was banned by the Geneva Convention. Okay, so I didn't even see this. Yes, War Crime Soldier. And pork chop sandwich. And Blowtorch is the first one to get sniped and blow up everything around him. Pop Blender says, unfortunately, Blowtorch was off when doing a nighttime covert missions that required stealth. His extensive colors made him a liability. He was set up by Duke. But there's so much wrong with this. That yet an awesome figure. Like, I always liked Blowtorch. But realistic? Now, Mutton Junkyard? Okay. You're looking at military police. I don't know if Bobby B ever wore this outfit while he served in the military police. I need his helmet. If anyone has his helmet, I also need his gun. I only have the repro, or not the repro, the accessory one. I have the mask. I found out, Johnny. I got the mask. Johnny sent me the mask, and he asked me for a list of things I needed. I said the mask. I sent you the mask last time. All right, so this I can understand. He's an MP. Actually, I don't even know if he's an MP, but he could fit in as an MP. He has a dog. Recondo, kind of quirky, but I would assume that if you're out in, in the jungles, you may throw on this type of hat, and you might have an outfit like this. Now, you look at this guy. This guy really screams, "I'm a poacher." So, while he was working for the U.S. government, he was probably like taking down like bison and elephants and cutting off their tusks and shit. Hey, we know the military doesn't pay well, not as well as they should. So, and I love Recondo. The complaint is that he has a backpack that is meant to be carried, but God forbid you try and get him to carry that, and that thumb is going to snap. So, if you never had Recondo and you get one, don't try and get him to carry his backpack. Ripcord, man, I can't say anything that's non-military about Ripcord. And Roadblock. Oh, a matter of fact, you know who I forgot to mention about the first G.I. Joe? Snake Eyes. He had an Uzi, but he was just a mute black outfit. He wasn't mute black. That came out wrong. Roadblock, okay. We know a lot of the military guys, especially when in the jungles, they tend to take off some clothes, and when you're supposed to have arms that big, well, I would too. Look at Arnold Schwarzenegger. But Spirit, come on. First off, he looks like he just left the reservation before it was a reservation and they actually own their own land. He has a gun that shoots darts. Lenny's already talked about his belt and his waist piece, that it was basically a conglomerate of all kinds of things. I don't know what kind of word that was. I completely fucking obliterated it. And then he also came in with an eagle. Now, yes, eagle is our bird. I don't know how many eagles are in the military. I know dogs are. All right. And yet, first off, I never even realized that airborne was. You read again, I probably did, but you read the file cards and then you kind of forget. But even so, let's just talk about the elephant in the room for my moderator, Matthew Matson. Now, Storm Shadow, one of the greatest G.I. Joe figures of all time. Now, here he is, Cobra. As we know, he will eventually join the G.I. Joe team. Now, even for Cobra, you want an assassin. But aren't you kind of like, hey, it's cool that if you use a bow and arrow, but I'd rather you not going in with a couple of nunchucks and then a sword and a short sword. And the throwing stars, all right. But how about you have how about you just take a pistol with a suppressor on it? But you get your ninjas. And as we all know, ninjas aren't real. So maybe that was Cobra's big coup. They have fooled everyone. Cutter, it is hard to say because he is part of the Coast Guard. Military guys, does the Coast Guard dress? I think this is actually very similar to how the Coast Guard looks. I absolutely love Coast Guard Cutter, even with his Boston hat, and he's got a life jacket. So this guy, safety first. But we want to talk about realistic. I don't know. Were they dropping this guy to the fucking bottom of the fucking ocean to find the wreck of the Titanic? Is that what Deep Six was doing? Where they're like, here you go find the Titanic. Our flag up here is just we're gonna feed you some air, but don't worry, this suit, well, it's gonna protect you more than the Titan's submersible. Again, this is not a weapon, but this is okay. So I wouldn't say this is very realistic. And I hope no one's upset about this. Again, I just want to have fun. Because as I was looking at more of the stuff and I'm going through my book, I'm like, all right, you know what? Even before this, there were some that just weren't super realistic. But let's take a look at the weapons. And again, I'm trying to avoid some of the Cobra stuff because again, they're supposed to be. But again, you do have a Rattler, the Cobra Stinger with the missiles. Now tell me, how many windsurfers are coming in to the beaches? Did they storm Normandy like this with a rocket on it? But also, let's not forget that it has a submachine gun, which is closer to a machine gun because it's much bigger. One of my favorite guns, too. This was Gung Ho's weapon. I just want to say that. That was Gung Ho's weapon. All right? Because he needed a real gun. But it has a controller to fire it from the other side. All right? And also, why is your camouflage guy coming in? Why is wetsuit not on this? Torpedo. Like, why? Just... Anyway. And then it packed up into the back because no one's going to see you in the jungle running around like this. At this point, I think this show is just for me. Again, this is only... I mean, we're in 1984 here, right? And then the Skyhawk. Now, I think we all loved the Skyhawk. It was very iconic in the cartoon. It was a fun little vehicle. But how many ways can you defy physics and say something flies? All right, let's just... Oh, a spade. First off, he gave this thing 4 big fucking guns and 2 missiles. It is a the VTOL, so it can take off straight up. But as it moved, I'm assuming those jets were going to blow off, or just going to burn right through the little wings that you do have. Like Stalker's kayak. I'm not going there. Pop Blim says, my grandfather stormed the beaches the beaches of Gulf Shores with a torpedo-mounted wakeboard in 1951. Don't you make fun? Man, and Tony's face says you're just making fun of everything. I'm rethinking my childhood while crying. I have a feeling within the next couple years we're gonna get a Skyhawk. It is the perfect size for $100 vehicle. So I think we're gonna get one. But how many ways can you defy physics for flight? Now, with that said, the bumblebee should not be able to fly, yet he can. I mean, the actual bumblebee. So maybe they could make this fly. I'd like to see it crash and burn because that would be fun. Now, the Slugger here, as a cartoon, this thing was just driving around, firing. Now, I did not realize that this was not a plow on the back, but a stabilizer. Because when you fire that big howitzer off of it, it's going to go backwards. So what I always thought was a plow is actually really a stabilizer. Now you can also use it as a plow, and it's also great for a handle to carry the figure. And I love the fact that they gave this thing a machine gun, so he had something. And I always love that because I loved all the military movies when they get on the 50 cal on the machine gun, on the 50 cal on the tanks, and fired. Right? I always thought that was really cool. So I love this guy because of that. But yeah. Yes, the driver is Thunder. And yeah, Skyhawks to fight the Trouble Bubbles. See, even there, like I don't think the Trouble Bubble has a chance in hell. You're right. Yes, this is real. And again, but in the G.I. Joe cartoon, they just drove this thing and they were just fucking firing lasers off of it. Having a blast, right? They're just firing it like it's a tank. This is not a tank. It has 6 wheels. It's closer to an APC, I guess. As for the other things, again, I think most of these, I love the howitzer. That was realistic. The watchtower. But when we look at a lot of these weapons and what the figures came with, again, well before the cartoon came out, they were going down a very unrealistic road, and yet none of us cared. Yet we watched them. We watched, again, whether a Hiss is a tank or not is an armored, treaded vehicle. We watched Vamps take it out. We made our own Vamps destroy our Hiss, right? Like it knocked things out, right? That Vamp, like, the thing is completely open, and yet we never really thought too much of it. At the same time, we watched Event Mark II and the Stinger come out, and they put armored plating over it, which probably would have really bogged that down. Maybe that is why the Stinger was a turbo, right? But the truth is, going into 85 here, we had a lot of figures that, let's just say, were the most realistic. Now, if anyone served, I'm sure there are environmental. There got to be environmentalist guys, right? Chemical warfare. And I guess in many ways they are Lilith. Hey, I was just mentioning to, I think, Matthew, how I saw you in another stream somewhere, and I was like, I haven't seen Lilith in a stream in a long time. So great to see you here, man. And I love the Slugger. Like, dude, it is, it is one of the best vehicles. God damn it. I never noticed. I never thought of it, but now I'm not going to be able to not see it. It is the carpet cleaner guy. Oh my god. Again, this is I can't say I like this figure. He was there. I liked him better than some figures. But man, now I see a carpet cleaner.
What vehicle do you love?
This figure.
What
Like
is it called?
airtight.
Oh, so you said, I love the Slayer. I was like, the Slayer?
No, not the Slayer.
Like Buffy the Vampire Slayer? I'm going to bed.
Alright, good night. Love you.
I love you.
We gotta wake up and get going to bed or get going to school early. So
Get going to bed early.
yes, I know I gotta get going to bed. All right.
I think he agrees. Did you hear him shake?
And then you have Alpine. I loved Alpine. Now I'm not sure how many rock climbers there were. Yeah, I love Buffy. I know. As you can tell, we have watched a lot. We watched a lot of stuff. Now, I know no problem thinking that this was a military guy, but it is interesting. Now, I want to say this about his gun, and when I finally get to reviewing this figure, his gun is Snowjob's gun, just with a grappling hook attached to it. Yeah. So, but as a kid, I didn't have a problem. Again, I wasn't a full military guy to know what type of rock climbing they would do and stuff like that. But, you seem Dusty. I get it, Dusty. And Flint. A lot of these guys are still. But let's just get right to it. Now, first off, the best thing that Quick Kick ever did was get knocked out by Storm Shadow. And the fact that someone was like, oh my God, that Storm Shadow is a fucking hit. G.I. Joe needs their own too. And they're like, hey, I got an idea. A shirtless man with no shoes, nunchucks, and a sword. And he kind of looks like Bruce Lee. All right, let's do it. This, my friends, is not realistic, nor do I think swords and nunchucks in the military, at least in the day and age of the 80s, is something that they need. And the fact that he has 3 throwing stars. And then, of course, some of our favorite figures. One of our favorite figures by so many people. And that is Snake Eyes. He has an Uzi, a wolf, a sword. I guess it's realistic. In an alternate timeline of military. Anyway, I enjoy all this stuff. But I'm just saying, I think that some of us have lost touch on what we wanted. Now, I understand people want the original stuff, and that's the nostalgia. And again, I've talked about it too. And we cannot finish up this last wave of figures. And then we're going to call it a night after we look at and not talk about Shipwreck. Now, yes, he has a sailor's outfit. I know this because I got 8 of them for Christmas. But how many of you that served in the Navy, or maybe your dad served in the Navy, has the they used a pistol like that. I believe Johnny Depp used that same pistol in Pirates of the Caribbean. And a parrot. Yes, I fucking hate this goddamn figure. No, it was always 8. I had 9 shipwrecks. I got 8 shipwrecks. The story's never changed. That story will never change because that is exactly how the story happened. Believe me, I've told that story so many times. It was 8 shipwrecks. 2, 2, 2, and 2. Kenzo, I can't argue with you at all. I can't argue at all. I am not a fan of heavy metal at all. I like the heavy metal movie, but the action figure I've never liked. Well, that's why I'm asking. You know, I've never actually sat down with my dad and said, you know, you served 3 or 3.5 years in the Navy. Did you all have parrots? And what did you do with the parrot when you left? Is it kind of like that service animal that stays in the service? And then quickly, let's look at the vehicles. Now, I'll be 100% honest. I used to think the All-Striker was absolutely stupid. I was like, that is dumb. Why would you have a buggy? But we know that this is something that they really use. It was a laser cannon on the top. I'm not so sure. I don't think there's too many laser cannons, but this thing had shocks and steering, you know. So I know it makes people happy that the wheels turn. So that's always a plus. So as a kid, I thought this was I loved it, but I thought it was stupid for military. Now that I look back, I'm like, no, this actually is something they use. But let's talk about something I absolutely loved. But the mini tank with 4 cannons. I always thought this would be great to have as a kid. Like, it's perfect kid size, right? I know. Let the jokes fly that I could have sat in it. And that I could sit in it now. Delilah says, the parrot got stuffed and put on the animal's desk. End of story for it. Kendall says, I just never understood why they always missed. Why was everyone such a bad aim in the cartoon? And they were America's elite force. I still have not seen Megaforce. That's something I do need to eventually see. So Pop says, how about the bridge layer? Is that something that even makes some kind of sense now? Or then it's such a niche vehicle. So let me tell you about the bridge layer. All right. Let me tell you about the bridge layer. I have my original bridge layer. I know because there's still paint on it. Actually, it's complete. Like, it is so worn. I had a sledgehammer, a toll booth. The bridge layer was so cool because you could create bridges. The problem was, and I do mean this, the problem was it was too short. You can never really make it over anything. It was like, it can never make it over anything. It was pretty fucking, you had to be pretty close. And you'd always end up moving things, and you're almost like, we could just drive over it. But it was fun to have. I know they didn't have cannons, but and the Lilith said the Armadillo was actually based on a German track vehicle during World War II to bring down bombers from coming in from Britain. Okay, well that is interesting. I did not know that. I know the military. I know the Germans had that real little tank, but I didn't know that's what it was based after. Roman, can you stop that? Thank you. Now, as for stuff that is very military, let's wrap it up with the Mauler. And we know this is based after the Abrams tank. And even though you cannot fit figures in the top and it doesn't have a gun turret like I was talking about, or not a gun turret, but a mounted machine gun, this is the best tank that G.I. Joe ever made. That Hasbro made for any line. It is way better than the Mobat. I always looked at the Mobat as a modernized version of the Sherman tank. Maybe I'm completely off there. This was clearly the Abrams, and this thing is awesome. Oh yeah. I know the bridge layer is. I think Pop was asking how it ever made sense to have as a kid. Again, Pop. That's exactly what I'm saying. I just thought the bridge layer was like, bring out the layer. We need to get over a 6 foot wide. And that's how it kind of is, because that space is that short. It wasn't that hard for them to get over. And as we all know, that the real bridge layers are much bigger. And I know you saw it when you see Ramen Toys. Their bridge is much bigger in comparison to what the O-ring would be. So like even when you scale it, it is much bigger. Like it's gonna. I mean, I believe Greg ordered it, so I'll have that to review when it comes in. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. But looking at this thing, this is a very realistic one. Again, in the cartoon, they just made it like they're just firing these things and never had ammo. They just fired over and over and over. But, and when I said, the weapons, and again, you guys kind of know when I do a topic, it's loosely based on things. But, again, you start looking at different things, stuff like the Havoc. The Havoc come out that late. The Havoc was 86. Jeez. That's kind of crazy. I actually thought the Havoc was earlier. So I guess I was playing up to about 87. Because I went through my book, and I'm going to remove all this. So I was going through my book to see what figures I have to continue with these classic reviews. I realized up to like 87, I have almost every single figure. They're not all complete. They're not all in great condition. But enough to do my reviews. And just enough to I can hopefully complete the collection as I need be. Sometimes someone says, "This was the topic, dude. You got to think harder on these." Man, I can only give you so much for free. Just understand, like, I mean, if I was making you pay for the Patreon, maybe you guys just had to stay up and gut through me. Hey, you guys could chime in with anything that you wanted to, so just remember that. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much all that I got for the day. I do have this Thursday with a friend will be Toy Optics. David Speck. He's part of a Toy Kind of Mood. Travis is their boss. So it's nice that Travis allows his guys to go and be interviewed on other channels. So I think I should give Travis a big thank you for allowing that. Right now, Tony is frantically thumbing out a post telling me that Travis is not his boss. And Shane, I am sorry that I wasn't able to live up to your expectations for my topic. But I do my best when I can. And I guess I have to. I don't have to, but
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Pop Blender with a $10 super chat saying, "Love you, man. Keep crushing it, brother. I hope you continue to grow and grow. And that's not a joke about your height. Oh, believe me, there is no more growing this way. Matter of fact, if anything, I'll probably eventually start going downward. Yeah, Travis is leasing spec to me. Again, I do appreciate you guys all sticking around, having fun. Again, I just want to have fun with you guys. You know, when you do stuff alone, it's when you're doing stuff alone, sometimes I have these delusions of grandeur, like, oh my god, I got this topic, and like you have these great ideas, and then you realize those were really the only good ones that you had. Shane says, "You're doing great, buddy. At least we didn't spend the whole episode talking about Aaron." Well, why would I do that? Why would I spend a whole episode talking about Aaron? Like you said, there's other channels that can do that. I don't need to do that. Even when people tried to, well, I guess I did do a whole show about one person who made up lies about me, but so I can't say that I've never done that, but not on my Monday show. But anyway, no, again, it's like I said, sometimes I get these ideas for these topics, and like the first two ideas are awesome, and then you settle with it, and then you put the thumbnail out, and then you start thinking about it, and then the more and more you're like, fuck, those were the best ideas. Like I'm watching the G.I. Joe cartoon, and they got two Sky Strikers, and they're after Destro and the Rattler, and I'm like, first off, they would have flown by it, especially at their speeds, and they should have been able to take the thing out. And Jace or JJ Ace, what is it? Is it 19 JJ Ace or 19 JJs or either way? It was about time that Steve Eiserman did something. I know, here comes Puckball or Sports Puck. It was about time. He really should have taken care of firing the coach. You know what? You make mistakes, but sometimes you gotta ditch people. And the fact that they have won 7 in a row, I don't think they played today, did they? They were 7 in a row. I don't think they played today. Makes no sense. Like, it tells you that it's not all on the coach always. Like, they clearly quit on him, but how does one coach come in, he loses the first game, and they win 7 straight? So, 7-1 in his first 8 games. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and I think they said they have San Jose next. So, anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Again, tune in this Thursday where I will have David Speck, Toy Optics, on. He is in California, and he's actually in LA, but on the other side. And I actually reached out to him. I asked him, reached out to him and I said, "Hey, hope everything's going well. If you have to postpone, I fully understand." And he said, nope. He said, I'm good. I'm on the other side. And, so we went back and forth and just chatted a little bit. And he said he's all good to go. So this Thursday will be Toy Optics. I promise I will not let him go down a rabbit hole of Star Wars, Tony. But yeah, this again, Thursday with a friend, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Tony says that guy Spec has a badass new logo. I wonder who did that for him. I wonder who did that for him, Tony. Who could that be? So anyway, tune in then. And I promise that there will be no fisticuffs between him and Matthew, at least on Thursday. Matthew is a professional, and he will be able to be a professional moderator, as always. As long as Tony doesn't start shit between the two of them. All right, guys, thank you very much. I'm going to get out of here. It's been 3.5 hours. Shit, I got to go to work soon. Oh. Mondays are fun. Tuesdays are rough. But luckily, I get to sleep in. I think my dog farted, so God damn it, Roman. That just stinks. I'm out of here. Have a wonderful night. I will see you guys all Thursday and then again Monday again.